directly or indirectly,
Yeah.
basically shapes you to understand is,
Yeah.
quantifying, measurable value, tangible value, okay? And so that is really my approach, okay? But like you said, ID again, back to everyone else listening, you must be able to account, for your value given, put in the time, put in the hours and get the results. And then you can leverage that, okay? Come in and tell me, look, see, we made $50,000 out of this.
Yeah.
It's fair to ask for anything, okay?
Yes, yeah.
It's very, very fair to ask for anything thereafter, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Bittencourt is an old name. It's my father's name. My father was Brazilian, 100%.
Yes.
But Bittencourt has a French origin.
Yeah.
And it's a name from the north of France at the time of what they call the Middle Age.
Yes.
And they say that there was one of those small kingdoms at that time. There were many.
Yes.
And the king had a bastard son.
Yeah.
And so this bastard son, they used to call him Bête en cour.
Yeah. Bet on core.
Yeah, cour means court.
Yes.
And bet means that it's a bit not very depreciative
Yes,
way
yes.
of calling it.
Yeah.
It's a bastard son.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was like the bastard in court.
Yeah.
So Bittencourt becomes the name. And
Yes.
this name, at the time of the big discoveries,
Yes.
somehow came through the Canarian Islands, which are in the middle of Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
So you find Bittencourt people, Spanish,
Yeah.
and then they came to South America. So
Yes.
you find people with the same name in Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia.
Yeah.
It's spread.
Yeah.
all
At some
over.
point, I thought it was, it was a Spanish name, and then to note that you have a French origin, so it's confusing.
Yeah.
So that's.
But
that's
my
the
French side, I don't have the family name of
Yes.
my mother. It's my father.
So what would be your surname? Is it Jean Philippe? Which one is the surname? Like Eddie or Kila? Which one is yours?
No, my Okila is
Bittencourt.
Bittencourt. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Jean Philippe is my Christian name, is my Baptist name.
Right.
No, we can.
You and I can speculate on that. So, Aaron, so this show is really about how COVID has affected. Right. So I thought that maybe at this point, with that elaborate background on what human rights are, sort of the foundation or basis of human rights, we could then have a look at how COVID-19 has impacted human rights. And we could restrict our discussion to Uganda, really, because, well, we've all lived there through all this period. What rights would you say have been, significantly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic?
I'll come to that, but just to clarify that COVID is not a Ugandan story. It originated with some level of controversy from China in 2019 December. Some people think it came from a lab, others from an animal. But there is good sense in thinking that it is a zoonotic disease in a sense that it comes from wildlife. And it hit even the world before it hit us.
Yeah.
It hit the world as we looked. And
We
as
thought
we thought
it's
that
too far.
maybe black people are immune from this malady, but it was really a big plague.
Yes.
Finally, it caught us, with us, and by March 2020, we were humble at home, couldn't move, we had no food, and there COVID had just run rings around our economy, around our freedoms, around our happiness. Kampala's popular nightlife is still a detainee in the cage of COVID.
Yeah.
We have not seen it. It has not got its liberty. People who used to sleep at midnight or not sleep at all have been forced to sleep. Because, I mean, there is a curfew,
Yes.
and even when policemen are not there, these spike viruses are always moving a lot at night,
Yes.
ready to punch you
Yes.
if you dare violate the curfew.
Good afternoon. It is Slam Dunk Basketball Talk. My name is Felix Elpal. It is a show where we discuss, analyze, and dissect everything that is about the game of basketball. And this particular afternoon, our special guest is Darlene Murungi Tashovia. I'm also with my co-host, Emmanuel Ateng. Darlene, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, and welcome to Slam Dunk Basketball Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Emma,
Yeah.
it has been quite an enormous and also victorious week for Uganda basketball.
Yeah.
Our under-15 team was able to win gold at the World Sports Championship down in Serbia.
Yeah, I think it was a good thing because looking at all the tournaments that we'd been in, the under-16 for the girls, under-16 for the boys, then went down to Kigali to play, you know, the Silverback seniors. And we didn't get where we wanted to, but, you know, crowning the year off with gold at the ISF games, I think that was a very good thing for the boys, and I'm glad, you know, they put us out there on the map, basically, yeah.
Darlene, as the assistant captain of the Junior Gazelles, making it out of the group stages after a bad, what I would call actually a bad and terrible start, how was it? To our viewers out there, we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on our website, houseoftalentug.com. Put there your comments, your remarks, your reviews, and any other comments that you may feel like. We will be sharing them in the later part of the show.
After the after the loss against Mali, we had to stay motivated because we couldn't let that determine how the whole tournament was going to be. So right after the game in the bus, we talked about it, and the next day we had a team meeting. We looked at our stats and with our coaches, of course, and we found the areas that needed to be improved. And when we went for practice, we improved that, and our next game was victorious.
And your journey as a basketball player, getting to love this game, enlighten us and give us some of those dynamics. I'm sure Emma is itching to want to sign you to Angels basketball team, which he coaches.
I already have it in my mind.
He's itching to have your signature to sign you on. So to our viewers out there, just give us your journey in the game of basketball.
Well, I started playing when I was 10. I went for Excel. It was a basketball academy. And I just fell in love with the game, but I stopped playing and I started playing netball. So I stopped basketball completely. Maybe camp here.
You shifted from basketball to netball.
Yeah. And I competed, and then I stopped. And I started basketball again, which was kind of hard because the only thing I could remember to do was shoot because of the muscle memory, of course. But learning to dribble, play defense, it was a process, but it was worthwhile. Yeah.
Interesting here. Already on my WhatsApp, I have someone texting me, Victoria Antari. She's saying that shouts out to Darlene, product of iHoops.
Yes. I've been going to iHoops for ever since Excel stopped, because it stopped having camps. I started going to iHoops. I've been to maybe 7 camps.
iHoops camps?
Yes. And I
So
also
that is how you know that people are already watching. They're eager to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you're actually a product of iHoops.
and I actually still go sometimes if I can, if I don't have school. And yeah, it's good competition, it's fun, and I think everyone should go. It's a good experience.
To the coach who coaches the ladies team, I don't know what questions he has out for you.
No, when you talk about how you switched over from basketball to netball, I've worked under your dad. He was my manager, Warriors basketball. So what was his reaction, you switching from basketball to netball? Because him being a basketballer, yeah, well, did he accept you? Was it more of you have to play basketball, or what was that switch like for you?
Funny story is I didn't actually want to play netball. I wanted to play soccer
Yeah.
because it was a competition we're going for. So they told us 2 years in advance, and you pick a sport and you do it, and then yeah. So I wanted to play soccer, but he said, if you have to choose between soccer and netball, netball will probably help you in basketball, so why not pick that instead of soccer? Yeah.
That's interesting. So he was talking about the under-16 tournament that you guys played in, obviously coming off a loss to Mali, then rallying up and going for the later stages. If you're to compare, Ugandan basketball with, let's say, basketball from Egypt, basketball from Mali, where would you rate Uganda?
Compared to Mali and Egypt, I think we're not at their level yet, but I know we can be because their preparation is very thorough and they really do invest in the youth basketball and take their time to nurture the teams that are coming for the tournaments. So in that area we're lacking because we have the talent, but the preparation for the tournaments is what needs to be worked on. Yeah.
So we basically have the skill and the talent.
Yeah.
We just need to prepare better. Interesting.
And making it out of the group stages, how was that? There was a lot of negative talk on social media. How you as assistant captain and the captain, you are the two leaders of the team. How did you handle that amongst the whole group?
There was a time we're having dinner the day we lost to Mali, and we're going through the FUBA page and we're looking at the comments on the post of our loss, and while talking about it, and everyone on the table was getting worked up, and our coach Mavita, and our coach Rogers, came up to us and told us to stop throughout this whole tournament to leave social media and that whole space, because it won't help us, it won't motivate us. If it's not anything positive, we shouldn't put it in. We should just cancel it out and play our game.
So you were off social media during that particular time?
Yes, but when we did watch, like when we're watching the boys' games, the live streams, because we usually wouldn't go to watch, we would see the comments of the games and
the various people, the fans, stakeholders,
and it was horrible, bro, because I just couldn't believe people who aren't actually playing were just saying all these things. But
how are you able to bottle it up? How are you able to handle all of that negative sentiments, which were being thrown all over? And you know that people are reading them, the online, here, down in Uganda, in wherever they are.
Well, at first, we were doubting ourselves. We're like, can we really do this? Maybe they are right. Maybe what they're saying is true, that we aren't good enough to be here. They shouldn't have sent us. But I really would like to thank our coaches, because they talk to us and they let us know that, hey, you're better than this, and don't let these comments get to your head. And also our captain, she's a really good leader, and when she saw that we were being when the comments were getting to us, she talked to us, and she really motivated us to be better than them.
I remember we had a discussion here about Priscilla.
The captain.
Priscilla Nambogo.
I was about to ask.
Having a heart of David versus Goliath. And Emma, as someone who handles a ladies team,
Yeah.
what advice in that particular situation would you have given Darlene if you are the one handling our junior gazelles?
Yeah, first of all,
Losing their first game to
yeah.
a blowout margin,
yeah.
and then they have another game,
Yeah.
and then social media and everything is actually shooting arrows at them.
Yeah.
How would you have gone about it?
First of all, I remember watching that game actually here. It was a Saturday, right?
Yes,
it was a Saturday. And before the game, you asked me who's going to win. I said Uganda, you know, and
Yeah.
I was sticking to my guns. I was like Uganda. But at halftime, the scores were like, "Yo, this is just this is
It was
crazy."
only 2 points.
Yeah, it was just
actually
2 points.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, the comments were just going off on Facebook, on Instagram. And if I was a coach in that situation, basically coming off a loss, yeah, basketball is a win and a losing game. Okay, one team has to win, one team has to lose. Okay,
Mm.
so you sit down your players and you tell them, listen, this is what happened in the first game. Okay, but that does not take away your skill, your talent as a basketballer. That cannot leave you. Okay, for the work you've been putting in. Okay, you can always do better. Maybe the other team prepared a bit more. Maybe they had better players, a better structure, whatever it is, okay? But you can't live in the past. Take the loss and let's prepare for the next game, okay? Yeah, that's basically what I tell them. Losing is part of basketball, right? It's how you come back from a loss that matters. If you decide to say, I've lost the first game, let's just go and lose the whole tournament, actually no use for you to be there, but I like the way you guys actually bounced back into the other games. It was pretty amazing, yeah. So don't live in the past, basically. Work for what's coming forward.
Talking about moving forward, how are you moving forward in terms of basketball?
Well, I've been training every day. I train with my coach, Coach Omo, and
Where do you train from?
at home.
Oh,
Yes.
so you have a hoop at home.
Yes.
Most parents actually should get hoops at home.
I
I don't
feel-
have
no,
Emma, do you have a hoop at home?
No. But if Tashobia didn't have a hoop at home, would also say a lot. Yeah.
Continue going.
I think to better prepare myself, I need to start playing more with people and the whole team dynamic, because that's an area I think I'm weak at when it comes to playing in an actual team, because I trained a lot by myself, and that isn't really helpful when you have to actually play with 4 other people on court. Yeah, so right now I'm just looking for a way to be able to play, because now with the whole COVID situation it's a bit tricky. But yeah, that's the status right now.
So you train at home, but you don't have like teams that you're training with.
Yeah, not
In
yet.
terms of locally here, you haven't featured for any of the local teams.
No.
Yes. Tell me, which team would you want to actually play with, or join, or be a part of, or which team do you actually admire and like, I think I should play with this particular bunch of players?
For the teams I admire, KCCA, JKL, UCU,
Basically the top 3.
the top 3, but also Nabisunsa, because a lot of our players are from
They're not doing very well.
Yeah, but every time they come, they play, and even if they beat them,
they put up a very good fight.
yeah, even if they beat them 2-90, they'll still come back for the next game motivated and ready to give their best, and that's very admirable.
Oh, so you'd wish to play with Nabisunsa?
No. But I admire their work
You
ethic.
admire how they play. You admire
Yeah.
how Nabisunsa play.
Yes.
Okay. And which team would you wish to play with? You mentioned the top 3. You mentioned JKL. You mentioned UCU Lady Cannons. You mentioned KCCA Leopards. She's taking a peek. She's taking a peek.
But before you think about it, you should think about Angels basketball.
Yes, I
We have
have.
Tony Drileba, national
Yeah.
team player, as one of the coaches. So
He's
Yeah.
he
trained us at
on
Ivo.
this, but his team is losing. Falcons is not doing well.
I know a few people in Angels actually, and yeah, I would want
yeah,
to.
Peace
join.
is actually
yeah.
there. Yeah,
Peace and Martha, right?
yeah, Peace Martha is there.
Yeah, I would join Angels.
So, you train alone at home. why wouldn't we invite some of the national team players that you were with to come and actually train with you or have a drill out?
We have pickups sometimes. We
Okay.
come and play together. But I also live very far. I live out of town, so maybe that would be hard.
Oh.
Yeah, I live in Lebois, so it's a bit far. And I do have friends that live near me, so we train together sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, so you train together sometimes. Emma, what should be done? The league is meant to be resuming. I don't know what plans Angels basketball ladies team has in place. Enlighten our viewers. Remember, we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on our on our YouTube channel. Feel free to put your remarks, your comments, your questions. Our special guest today is Darlene Murungi Tashobia, the assistant captain to the Junior Gazelles.
Yeah, I think first line of business would be to sign Darlene. That would be a good thing. Think about it. Yeah, but league is supposed to resume. Angels basketball never stop practicing. We always practice. Yeah, so we have 3 sessions: Tuesday, Thursday. We have skill sessions. Then on Sundays, we have 3-on-3 tournaments, like internal tournaments, plus 5-on-5 internal tournaments. Basically, to keep the girls in playing shape, because you don't want there to be a long gap. Then they tell you the league is beginning and you have to prepare in 3 weeks. You know, that would be kind of hard. So we've kept them basically in playing condition. Yeah. So even if the league resumed tomorrow, it would be good to go because the girls are really prepared. Just a few things here and there, you know, get to remember the plays, you know, get to, you know, run a bit. But apart from that, the girls are ready to play. And if the league resumes, we're good to go.
It is Slam Dunk Basketball Talk. My name is Felix Eopal. We'll be returning after this short break with your comments, your reviews, and your remarks. A lot has been happening in the game of basketball. First of all, as Slam Dunk Basketball would like to first thank the Silverbacks for doing the nation proud and for making it to the first time in the quarterfinals of the Afro Basketball Championship down in Kigali. It was a tough task and history was made when the Silverbacks, our boys, were able to beat on Nigeria. Welcome back to the second part of Slam Dunk Basketball Talk. My name is Felix Eopal. Our special guest today is Darlene Murungi Tashobia, the assistant captain of the Junior Gazelles. And I am also with my co-host, Emmanuel Teng. Darlene, tell us about the fun parts of Nairobi, off court. What was interesting? You know, there's lots of activity that happens off court and the excitement and everything. What was it like?
It was interesting because you got to meet a lot of people, talking to the coaches and asking them about their stories and their history with sports. It was really good, you know, and just maybe doing activities with the team because we did a lot of basketball, but we also did a lot of team building sessions, yeah.
In these team building sessions, what was actually going on?
Well, sometimes we'd play games, like before in the morning we'd play games to kind of loosen up the nerves because the first day everyone was so tense. So we did a bit of games and also, you know, just interacting, talking, sharing each other's stories, you know, getting to know each other. Yeah.
So it was like a great team bonding.
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting. Angels Basketball Club should actually pick a leaf and...
I think we're the only team in the league that does these things. bonding
the only
sessions.
team in the league that does. Angels basketball team does bonding sessions.
Yeah, we have cake sessions, we have juice sessions,
Well,
we have
I
outings, we
understand.
have all these things.
At the start of the season, Power basketball team had a bonding session, which was a retreat, but it ended up in a 5-game losing streak.
That happens. Yeah.
So I'm wondering the sessions that Angels is doing.
Our sessions are really good because we actually have a hashtag that we beyond the game. Most of the teams just focus on what's happening on the basketball court. But basically, basketball, I believe 50% of basketball is what's happening off the court. Because if I have a player who's not okay emotionally, maybe spiritually, whatever it is, they won't give me 100% on the court. But if I can take care of them off the court, give them small incentives, a party here, a party there, cake sessions here and there, basically let them know that they're part of the team, let them know that they're loved. Then such a player is going to give me 100% on the court, yeah? So we do those things at Angels. For anyone watching out there, yeah, join Angels Basketball Club.
Well, Angels is actually trying to do some very good things that should be happening out there. Darlene, still, moving forward, do you aspire to play further or do you want to take a different direction? You said that previously you played, then you went into netball, then actually had to make another turn back. So tell the viewers out there what it is that you may want or desire in terms of sports.
In terms of sports, I still would want to play. Like at a national level, I want to play on the senior Gazelles team, and I also want to play college basketball, and maybe play in the EuroLeague. But I do want to come back and improve basketball in Uganda because there's so much potential here, and if I go and play for France, that doesn't really help me or help my country because they're not improving in any way. So yeah.
So you have aspirations of actually playing in the EuroLeague, in our national league, and also improving the game of basketball. Emma, very, very, very good intentions and a very good roadmap that is from our assistant captain of the Junior Gazelles.
Yeah, but what I would like to ask, so you want to improve Claire Lamuno. I think one of the best players we have in the country now. She's doing a project, I think, that will be released soon. She's building a couple of courts up in Gulu. So you've seen basketball outside Uganda. You went to the FIBA Youth Camp just a week ago, I think. You've been at the under-16, you've played with international players and all these things. So what are some of those things that we are not doing as Uganda, that teams are doing outside there, that different organizations are doing outside there, that we can basically copy, or start doing to make youth basketball basically better?
One of the things that really needs to be done is just investing, because investing in the youth and being deliberate and cautious about it, because when we were going to Cairo, we only had 3 days of training before.
3 days?
3 days as a team to train. They just told us we're going to ABU and you're going to train. So
it's very minimal.
Yeah, very minimal. And also maybe looking for talent everywhere, like how Claire is building courts in Gulu. Yes, that's nurturing a lot of talent that usually you wouldn't be able to find if you didn't make steps like that to actually do it. So more things like that, and also we need to have parents believing in their children, you know, understanding that you can balance education and basketball and they can coexist and you can be good at both, you know. And yeah, just keep just believing in the sport and what it can do for people.
That's quite interesting. One of the comments here, actually, which has also been repeated by a number of people, is there was the Nairobi camp, Africa Youth camp was for boys.
Yeah.
Only the host nation was allowed to have a girls team. Have someone here called called Victoria Moreme. Yes, asking how was she able to get into the camp, yet it was only for the host nation.
Well, I was only able to get into the camp because not me, but my dad made a request and asked if he could sponsor me to go, because he knew it would be a good opportunity. And I'm very blessed to be able to do things like that because he does work in FIBA. And so he asked if I could go and he would sponsor me and pay for the flight there and everything, just for the exposure. So when I went, I knew I couldn't be mediocre. I had to give my best because already I wasn't budgeted for, to say the least. So yeah, it wasn't like they only picked me like I was special in any sense. No, I got the opportunity because my dad, he knew the right people, to say the least, and I had to take advantage of I took the advantage of the opportunity.
Impressive. You were lucky. There was an opportunity. There was also the chance. There were also the resources, and most importantly, when you went down there, you actually displayed your best. You gave it your all, and you were able to make the top 5. Yes. Emma, what does that say about the other talent, the other girls out there who might not have that exact opportunity, chance, or resource?
The thing I know about basketball, there's a saying that preparation, when you prepare, equals opportunity. So when opportunity comes and finds you prepared, it clicks, She's been practicing basketball since she was 10, played on the under 16. So it's not a surprise that she actually went for that camp, even if your dad knew a few people here and there, but still your skill took you there, your talent took you there. And for the girls out there, I know it's a very hard thing for girls to basically prepare by themselves, to work out by themselves. It takes a very high level of discipline. They always need people running behind them, pushing them here and there. And when opportunity comes and they're not ready, you can't make it anywhere. Yeah. So for the girls out there, push yourselves. I know there's a lot of boys right now on the basketball court. The Matthew Kisaches, the under 6. These guys are always practicing. Yeah. And you can see the fruits
in the morning, and the only thing is basketball.
Yeah. And you can see the fruits of their labor, winning gold at the ISF. So for the girls out there, don't wait to be pushed. Don't wait for a coach to tell you to get onto the basketball court. Prepare, because you never know what opportunity is coming. These days, the NBA has a lot of camps that are coming up. I believe that the FIBA Youth Camp is going to be a yearly thing. So next year might be another girl's opportunity. All right. But if she's not ready for it, then that's another issue. So yeah, the girls should prepare, get ready for what's coming. And I think nowadays they actually have time, because most of the girls are not in school with this whole lockdown and corona situation. So they should use this time to better improve themselves, as basketballers. Yeah.
The images that you've been seeing there are of Darlene Murungi Tashovia in action, which are actually on the screen at the moment as I speak. And for the viewers out there on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on our website, houseoftalentug.com, the FIBA Africa Camp that just was concluded in Nairobi is the inaugural session. It is the first of its kind, and it is going to be continuing, and it's also continuing in other countries. It is in actually Senegal, and later in next year, NBA is going to be coming on board for that camp. This was what you'd call the litmus test of it, to see how it is going to happen. Unfortunately, our boys were not able to make it to the final cut, but we have one of our very own assistant captain of the Junior Gazelles who made it to that particular camp. So that is how the dynamics of that work. And for the World Sports Championship, it is a championship that has been ongoing, and the requests are sent to FUBA to actually select players who should be going down, who they believe have the right athleticism, the right skills to actually make part of it. However, Emma, the ironic bit about this is that the federation was actually sitting duck in all this. The federation did not do anything, and it is the parents and other well-wishers of the selected players who actually came up to ensure that the trip happens to Serbia and back. The boys will be returning, for our viewers, next week. They will be returning on Monday. Now, what does that say of a federation and of a FUBA president, Mr. Nasser Serengioji, whose speech and chorus has been grassroots development of the game of basketball?
Well, I think we should say that most of the money was used for the Silverbacks down in Kigali.
The money lender is still owing us.
Yeah, but I mean, we've reached a point in basketball where if the federation can't help you, someone else has to. And, you know, I'm thankful to parents, you know, like Mr. Tashobia and the other parents who, you know, took a step forward to sponsor these kids to go, you know, and live their dreams, basically achieve their dreams. Because, I mean, if you keep working out and then, you know, there's nothing to show for it, it's a hard thing. You can lose motivation. But if there are parents that are stepping in to sponsor these kids and, you know, take them out to different places, you know, have them explore their talent, it's a good thing. As for FUBA, FUBA always has financial problems. Yeah,
it has always been the case. You can see the images right there on your screen.
For the NBA Youth Cup.
Yes, and you can see our champions there who are returning next week. They won gold in Serbia World School Sports Championship 3-on-3. Yeah, Coach Jonathan Egau. We will be hosting them very soon here at Slam Dunk Basketball. The entire crew will be down here. That is the team when they were down in Nairobi. You can see them with Coach Ronnie Muteri and Coach Mitz.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, if we have more of these camps, I want one of these camps to come down to Uganda, actually, because it will give an opportunity to more of the kids down in Uganda.
Where are you going to host the camp from? If it is here in Uganda?
The ABU.
The indoor arena is off bounds.
Yeah.
By NCS.
Yeah.
So where is the camp going to be?
I mean, we can always renovate. We have courts in Makerere University. UCU has
full
courts.
Full court is not in a situation where David is also actually something about it. Is full court in shape of actually being able to host anything concerning a camp or an international engagement? As far as Allah says it all.
Yeah,
You've been to Bull Court, Darren?
Yes.
You've played pickup there?
She played a tournament there.
Yeah.
No, she played the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm meaning pickup.
No, that's like a jambo. It's
you don't want to go into the elbow section whereby fouling is legal.
Yeah. But it's also very far. It's far from where
who said you stay on the other side?
Yeah.
The courts the other side, how is it there when pickup is there? Is it the same as the courts this side? Pool court, main ground, YMCA, Makerere University Business School, MUBS, Kabira, KIU. Is the pickup also that intense? Whereby fouling is legal?
I think where I used to play pickup, I used to play at Tourist Life. It's near our house. It was more organized than a lot of places because there's like a coach who refs because they first train and they play. So it's more organized, but it's still a bit brutal. You can't be flimsy and go and expect to just get an easy 3 or something. Yeah, yeah.
I like her use of diction. It is brutal. Why is it that at pickup, to our viewers out there watching us here in Uganda and in the diaspora, pickup is basketball terminology whereby you go on court and you actually divide yourselves among a bunch of players. It might be 3 against 3 or 4 against 4 or 5 against 5, and then you play a fun game whereby you set a certain limit of who wins the game. It might be who scores the first 5 baskets wins, or who scores the first 7 baskets wins. So in basketball terminology, that is what we define as pickup.
I like how you said a fun game. In some places it's not a fun
Yeah,
game.
some it's not fun.
Yeah, like at pool court. It's not fun. We're trying to win.
But there's no prize at the end of the day.
No, the prize is bragging rights.
Yeah,
We get to
pride.
go home with the bragging rights, yeah.
It is Slam Dunk Basketball. When we return, we talk about the league actually not resuming, which is very sad for the basketball lovers and stakeholders out there. But the lower league division will be resuming. Your comments, your reviews, please send them in. We'll return after this short break.
Young people at the moment are struggling to understand the older generation because times have changed. Technology has come in.
They've moved on.
Yes.
We're the ones sitting back and wondering, what is my child on to? TikTok has surpassed WhatsApp. The other one I call, I never call it Facebook, it's Bookface. Why are you on Bookface? Dad, it's Facebook.
Yes.
Me, I keep saying, I have a foot amongst the millennials.
Yeah.
And I understand the traditionalists.
Okay.
There's a song in the 60s, by the way, and the 90s, 70s, where they're like, parents don't understand.
Yes.
Remember Prince?
Yes.
Prince
One game, one sport, brotherhood, and when you go out there and you put out your hearts and you play great, yes.
I like that East African basketball has really grown, you know, represented by Uganda, South Sudan, by Rwanda, and by Kenya. I know Tanzania is still lagging behind a bit, and Burundi is yet to come, but, you know, having four of these teams from East Africa making it all the way, to the second round is a very good thing. It shows that there's positivity, in African basketball. It's really growing.
And in the region,
yes,
mostly.
in the region. That is what we need to see. I think in no time we're going to have a lot of players, in the NBA, playing in other leagues. And FUBA, we should really pick a leaf from what, Ferroaba has done. And like you said, let's break it down, rebuild it.
Yeah, but in my view, it's not about just taking out the carpet so that you can sweep the dust there. Yeah. We shouldn't actually pick a leaf from Ferroaba. We should pick a tree. We should take the entire tree
with its roots.
Yes. Welcome back. It is the final segment of Slam Dunk Basketball Talk. Our special guest today is Darlene Murungi Tashobya, as I already introduced her. We've been having quite an interesting talk about the various developments that have been happening in Ugandan basketball, the journey down in Nairobi, and also our championship. Uganda won gold at the World Sports Championship down in Serbia. Although, Emma, something which is actually not interesting, which actually we have always discussed about, our level of preparation and how the boys got there. Yeah. Speaking to Coach Nicholas Natoreza, also the technical director of the Federation of Uganda Basketball Association, FUBA, he tells me the players were selected and had a 1-week training at Fusion Sports. Yeah. And after that, they selected the coaches. And after the selection, there was a shortlist, and finally, Jonathan Egao was the man selected as head coach.
Yeah.
For the ladies, for the girls who went down in Nairobi, it was not actually the work of the federation. Although the federation wants to take credit for that, which actually is rather absurd.
Yeah.
The selection was based on FIBA. The boys went on a different assessment, and so did the coaches, because they were going through trainings.
Yeah.
And finally, Coach Ronnie Muteli was selected amongst all the coaches that were able to submit their papers from the coaches of Uganda.
Yeah.
And my question, which actually I'm putting out to the VP Marketing, I believe he's always watching. VP Marketing, Arnold Katabi, in charge of marketing and advertising and publicity of the Federation. All this information is not churned out. As media, we get backsided and we have to actually hunt for this information.
Yeah.
How can we make this better? We are in a situation whereby the National Basketball League is not going to resume. It's going to resume next year. Now, how can we put our house in order?
Well, when it comes to publicity, I always like what the Americans do with their players. From the time a player is in middle school, okay, they're already telling us that the next big thing is coming. Yeah, so they put out their players there. They publicize not only the players but everything that happens. When you mention basketball, what's the first league that comes to your head? NBA, right?
NBA.
Then the WNBA, then Euro somewhere there. Okay, so they've done a lot when it comes to publicity, which we're not doing here. I mean, we hardly got any information of what happened down with the Silverbacks in Kigali. We're getting half information about the hotel.
We're getting snippets
of information.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's not a good way to do things. The basketball fans, whichever stakeholders there in basketball, really need to get information on what's happening. Okay, with every category, be it the under-16, be it the Lady Gazelles, be it the national team. We need information as people, because with that information, that's how we're going to know which of our players we need to take for different camps. Okay, we need to know what kind of improvements the players are doing and all these things. So, to Arnold, Mr. Katabi, don't hide from the people. The people need to know what's happening. I think up to now, the FUBA website is not really up.
FUBA website is not up.
Yeah.
It's up, but it's dormant.
Okay, it's up, but it's dormant. So
basically, you actually conclude that it is when you go to physics laws, it is no work done.
Yeah. So if I wanted to get to know the under-16 players in Uganda, okay, let's say I'm a FIBA scout, so I go to the FUBA website and it's not there.
Yeah, let's say I need video of Darlene, I need video of another player, I need video of Priscilla.
And it's not there. Yeah. So they lose that opportunity because that information is not made public. So I think apart from just playing the game of basketball, there are all these other dynamics that you have to look at. And publicity these days with social media now, okay, that's one of the things that FUBA has to put out there, okay, especially for the young ones, okay. For the older players, I mean, we can always find ways of doing it. But for the young players, for them to get opportunity, we need to put them out there, let them be visible. Let me go on the internet, search for Darlene and, find she has been at this camp, that camp, these are, the things she's doing.
Highlights, these are her statistics.
Yeah. And as someone, let's say from FIBA, from the NBA, from WNBA, it would be easier for me to pick a player like that. But if I have no idea who they are and what they're doing, it's always a hard thing.
Darlene, so many things have been mentioned world over concerning ladies basketball. And here in Uganda, it is the same story. Ladies basketball is not up there as men's basketball. You said at the start of the show, you would love to also come into administration of basketball after being a player, or also helping out to develop the ladies game. What do you think should be done in your view?
I think there should be there needs to be more leadership where ladies are actively appreciated, because if you think of FUBA and who the people that, okay, who work in it and who are the heads and like the faces of FUBA, you don't typically think of a woman. You don't know, there's no, okay, maybe there is, but not known as much as maybe she should be.
We have a FIBA woman commissioner, Joy Oringa.
Yes. But we need more names like that. We need
a FIBA woman commissioner.
Yes, we met her in Cairo. Yeah. She's a great person. And we need more people like that, more people with influence being in power, because the more people do that, the more the younger generation gets inspired and actually believes they can. Because if you only see men in power, and then you become accustomed to it, and like that position only men can get into it, or you know, it's not attainable for me because I'm a woman. And also we need to have more belief in ourselves and our skill, and also not believe the norm that that our gender can't, because we're women, we can't be able to do certain things, you know. Yeah.
Oh, so that needs to be done. Interesting things here. I have someone here by Seka Jaroni asking, what was the most annoying thing about the tournament? My sister was on that team.
Which, oh.
I think that would be the under 16.
So, well, their views from the viewers' remarks. What was the most annoying thing? And
apart from the loss, to
leave the loss alone and everything.
That's a tough question.
It's really a tough question. Definitely, every time there's someone who could be on the team and you just say, this person is always annoying, this person is always speaking my stuff, this person is...
So I went for when I played for the under 18, so they always give breakfast, right? And the breakfast is like full course meal. So
self-service.
One of the coaches like, you guys shouldn't eat that much because we're going for a game and we went and lost the games. You know, minds were like, we should have eaten.
The whole food.
Yeah. So for me, that was one of the annoying things that happened that time. Yeah.
So Darlene, enlighten us. What were those annoying moments? Don't worry, the coach is not here.
This is tough, but maybe if what we would do...
Those annoying moments of what?
We would do trainings, yeah, in Cairo. And sometimes, I feel victim to this though. We would do this one particular drill. And it was just running the lanes and how transition from defense to offense. And we did that thing every time, and there would always be someone, and one time it was actually me who didn't know where I was supposed to be, and then would keep doing it, and then they would shout at us, you know. That was just one of the things that, yeah, if I had to point out anything.
And back when you went back to the hotel, who is that player that just kept the entire group happy? So is that player who is like the comical person in the entire group?
Must be Priscilla.
Yeah, it was Priscilla. I think the majority of our players.
Who the player that always looked at everything as though, no, it's a simple situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't
Mariam.
sweat about it.
Mariam, yeah, she was that person, I would say. Also, Sarah, Namale, Priscilla, of course. I think everyone was just so, no one was like, you know, that serious person. They go to their room, they sleep, they come back, and they're only training. Everyone was, you know, interactive, lighthearted. Yeah, so.
Priscilla was the few games that I watched at KIU courts. Whenever Nemsensa was playing, she always says this thing, "Tuba sobola."
Yeah.
Was that the attitude that she still had down there?
Yeah.
Tuba sobola.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to, because already when we got into the tournament, that loss, we played the first game of the tournament and they beat us 90-12. We couldn't be the team, we couldn't stay being the team that just was like the beatable team, because, you know, in every tournament they have to be.
Everyone was like, this is the team where I'm going to pick points from.
Yeah, get that 2 points from our win. So, you know, we needed to have someone like Priscilla, who was always ready to encourage us, you know, be a captain. Yeah.
Lead the ship.
Yeah, lead the ship.
Emma, as we're getting to the final part and closure of the show, the National Basketball League is actually in balance.
Yeah.
JKL, UCU, no, JKL, KIU Titans, and City Oilers are not willing to resume. NASA Serunjiji FUBA president put out a letter cancelling the resuming, not start, the resuming, beg your pardon to our viewers, the resuming of the National Basketball League.
Yeah.
Because teams are required to pay 600,000 shillings to restart, and a bare minimum of 8 teams had to register by Monday of this week.
Yeah.
And that did not happen. So the NBL was cancelled. The
Yeah.
lower division will go on.
Yeah.
Speaking to the chairman and president of City Oil basketball team, Muhammad Santur, his reasoning, according to the committee that runs the team, is they have BAL coming on, that is the Basketball Africa League, and then we also have, as a nation, Silverbacks, we have the World Cup qualifiers, which are coming also at the end of November. Yeah? And 4 of the players on his team, that is Jimmy Enabu, Tony Dweliba, James Okelo, and Ben Komakech, are on the local best players who are on the national team. Where does that put our league? I believe Falcons should be happy. The league is not starting. You have survived relegation. Congratulations.
No, first of all, we're not going to be relegated. Yeah. I can't say I'm a prophet, but remember I told you that this league will not resume. Yeah. Citing first of all the 600K the guys had to pay, then the tests for COVID, then paying your players, and some people.
The 600,000 was meant to cater for the tests according to FUBA. If a team paid the 600,000 shillings, FUBA will do the testing for the teams.
Yeah, but that would be
every before a game.
Yeah.
That is what was in writing.
Yeah, but we both know that wouldn't happen. Yeah, so it was a tricky situation for certain teams. So the league not resuming, we could say it's been almost 2 years that we've had a very shaky league, and other nations have moved on. Rwanda moved on, Kenya moved on. People are actually playing with the whole situation of COVID and lockdown. And to know that Uganda is not really that engaged in basketball is kind of terrifying, because what happens to the younger players who are supposed to come up, and play in the league? We also have young players now. The Nabisunsa team are in the top league. So what happens to them? They're not playing anymore. Yeah. What happens to those other young players who have just joined the bigger teams?
And it's also very frustrating for the other teams, because other teams are ready to play.
Yeah.
Coach Nicholas Natareza was telling me they are ready to play, even if they tell them the game is tomorrow.
Yeah.
He told me, my boys have been training, my girls have been training.
Yeah.
We have been training down at campus.
Yeah.
We are good to go, as long as the federation says fixtures out. But the fixture is already out. Why would they have to make another fixture? Those are the questions whereby you, Nasa Serunjoji, Hudson Sega Moinge, the General Secretary, and Arnold Katabi need to put their house in order.
Yeah.
The fixture was already out. Teams know which games they are supposed to play. Why do you still have to reshuffle them?
Okay, this is what I think should happen. Okay, we have 7 teams that are confirmed to play for the men, and the ladies I'm not sure how many. So why not just hold the tournament?
No, the ladies teams all confirmed they're willing to play.
Yeah, so if all the ladies teams confirmed,
none of the ladies teams pulled out.
So the ladies team should continue with the league as is. For the 7 teams of the men that actually confirmed to play, why not just hold a tournament, so that at least we have some basketball engagement happening before the year ends, because we don't know what's going to happen next year. Would be in the same situation or not. So let's have some basketball going on. I mean, there's always a plan B to everything. So how about we move to plan B and get these people engaged? Let the guys play. Yeah.
Darlene, as we wind up Slam Dunk Basketball Talk this particular afternoon, there's so many people watching you out there. There are so many of your peers, your friends. There's so many girls who may not be live at the moment but will watch you later. What inspiration or words of advice can you give them as we wind up?
To believe in yourself and believe in your skill and your potential to be a good player, because I know there were times when I didn't think I could do it and I wanted to give up, but then my dad, you know, he was there, he pushed me, he would wake me up for training in the morning. When the last day before I had, you know, shots weren't dropping. You know, you just need to have, and you need to have that self-drive, but you also need to have support. So seek for support from your parents. Don't be shy to bring up the idea of, you know, can I go for training today? Or maybe can I get a basketball and be dribbling? Because you need to be able to not make excuses for yourself. That's a thing that a lot of people subconsciously do. They're like, well, I don't have a court at home, so I can't do anything. But you can get a basketball and learn to dribble, you know. Then when you actually are able to access a court, you'll have a starting point, you know. And also to, you know, just if you love something, give it your all. Because I know there was a time when I played basketball, but I didn't love it, so I was just, you know, going with the flow, not really, I didn't have any sense of direction, I didn't have any goal. But when I started setting goals for myself and actively trying to reach them, that's when I actually started seeing results, like with the national team. I set that as a goal, and you know, it paid off when I got to play, and also the Kenya camp. Because the second I came back from Cairo, you know, I was sleeping one morning, I had slept, would come back, it was the second day I'd been back. I hear a knock at my door, it's my dad. Get up, coach is coming in 30 minutes, be ready. You know, you have to be able to do that for yourself, or have someone who's willing to do that for you. And you know, just look for opportunities to play. I know there's like a lot of people who can't, you know, it's not as simple as just waking up, you know, getting a driver to take you somewhere. But you know, look around, maybe your area, there's like a place you can go for pickup. Maybe you can borrow someone's ball, you know, just, if you want it enough, you'll be able to put in the work. Yeah.
So finally, your best moment and your lowest moment at the tournament, Emma, I think that is fair enough as a coach. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. Best moment at the tournament or the youth camp, and your lowest moment, and we wrap it up. Or even also, you can say hi to perhaps your best friend.
My best moment, let's start with that, was our game against Egypt in the semis. I was a top scorer that game, and that was the first game where I felt like I actually showed.
You hustle played.
Yeah, where I actually showed my skill. Because the other games, it was like I was there, but you know, I was just like another player, and it was like my time to shine, I guess, in that game. Even though we lost, but you know I played well. My lowest moment was probably our first game against Mali, because psychologically that took a toll. Like losing 92-12 it does something to you, you know. And also our loss against Algeria in the semis, because when we wanted third place and then we just lost by 2 points, and the game before we'd also lost by 2 points, and you know, you just keep thinking about the shot you didn't make in the game. What difference it could have
dropped, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, and I don't think I gave my best in that game. I didn't rise to the challenge when it came to understanding how serious it was to get that position for our country and for me as an individual and as a team. So that was definitely my lowest. Yeah.
Emma, your last word as we wrap this up.
I'd just like to talk, she was talking about the parents. We have parents out there who, you know, parents have this thing of, you know, you can't balance books and basketball. Yeah, but I think it's something that can be balanced. She's doing it, I've done it before. And so to the parents out there, encourage your kids. It might not even be basketball, you know, it could be any sport, anything your kid loves. Don't take it away from them. They can balance that with the books that they're doing. So encourage the kids, push them, because like the Bible says, you'll never know what will work out for you. The basketball might work out, the books might not, okay? Both might work out. So for the parents out there, push the kids, let them get to a place where, you know, they are the best of what they can be. Yeah.
My name is Felix Eopal. It has been Slam Dunk Basketball. To the basketball lovers out there, unfortunately, the National Basketball League at the moment is not going to be ongoing or restarting because the teams were not able to make quorum. Our special guest this particular afternoon has been Darlene Murungi Tashobia and my co-host Emmanuel Ateng. Thank you so much. Catch you next time.
It is the Creative Industry Talk. My name is Eddie Okela, and this is House of Talent Television, live from the capital city of Kampala to the rest of the world. And of course, we'd like to welcome all of you guys from all across the world to the program that gives you an insight into creativity, creative thinking, and marketing and communication, and understanding how things are done. Music, art, and culture is all fused in this one show. And of course, coming up on the show today for the second time, part 2, is the one and only Latif Kasumba Madoi Salif, the man of the Militati and many other titles, the man who makes, you know, a shirt or a trouser in just 3 minutes. He has done it all across the world. He's been on different stages all across the world. And today, we are joined by a very, very special man on the show. The man who makes, you know, the live on stage fashion very interesting for everyone across the world. The man who makes the fashion of Latif comes to life. The man who plays the guitar. The one and only, you know, Jaja is in the building. Latif and Jaja, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Jaja, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm okay, sir.
You're good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and Latif, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great?
Yes.
Well, I would like to welcome you gentlemen to the program today, and of course the Creative Industry Talk, as we left it last week. Was a great show. We enjoyed ourselves, discussed some really serious stuff. And today, back on the show, we're talking about a Ugandan fashion on the global stage. A Ugandan fashion on the global stage. Part 2. Oh, yes. Part 1 was last week, and Latif is here. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the Latif Academy. We're going to talk about Latif. We're going to talk about how he does the live on stage. But first, we want Jaja to sample for us that song that is always the great thing. Jaja, take it away from us. Come on!
Oh, kamanjulire omusajja design latifu eyakuguka mukutunga you know ano mujjukire mu mwaka 2023 Lucky Dube bwe yajja wano Latif ono ye yatunga ekyambalo kirungi Lucky Dube omugenzi mwe yayimbira bwe yaveeyo yagenda mu ggwanga ery'e Niger gye yawangula awaadi mu kutunga. Bwe yaveeyo yafuna sikaala nagenda e Bufalansa gye yakugukira mu fasoni ne dizayini. Bwe yaveeyo yatandika Latif Academy ng'esomesa fasoni ne dizayini. Teyakoma kwebyo nayiya Rasmansi nga lwe lunaku olw'abarasita mu nsi yonna. Twali tuli awo bwe yagenda eyo mu Amerika gye yatungira mu bbanga ngali mu nnyonyi. Kati azze wano atulage ku bipya by'alinawo. Latif Tunga.
Come on, Jaja.
Latif Tunga.
Ladies and gentlemen, the son of Jaja.
Yeah, man.
Come on. Wow. Isn't that nice to have a creative industry talk where we bring talent live on stage in the studio, where we begin the show with a very great sound. Latif, how does this make you feel, like having Jaja do this kind of thing when Jaja is singing a beautiful sound coming out of Kampala?
Well, it's one of those motivating elements
Yeah.
when I'm doing stuff on stage.
Wow.
So
Wow.
music has always been my inspiration and one of my motivational elements when I'm performing, when I'm working, even when I'm working at school.
Yeah.
Wherever I am, some music is playing. I love music with great lyrics, strong messages, you know, basically music that affects positively to, you know, society.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Jaja. How are you doing? And how do you get full names of Jaja, first of all?
Actually, Jaja Master Kaya,
Yes.
the man that you seeing right here,
Yeah.
on my right hand,
Yes.
is the music teacher.
Oh.
Jaja Master. He has a lot of respect to his name.
Yeah.
That's Jaja for you.
Wow.
And he teaches instruments. He also teaches vocals.
Yeah.
Awandika, you know, he writes all his music.
Yeah.
Naye Atira is sharing skills with me, as I'm also sharing skills with him.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we want to welcome everybody from all across the world to the program today, and we want to talk to Jaja and we want to talk to Latif as well about the journey of taking the Ugandan, you know, fashion to the global stage. We talk about the fashion out of Uganda. Do Ugandans have a fashion? Do we have a fashion? Yes. Do we have some people been doing some great stuff? Yes. Santa Azo is one of those people taking, you know, the Ugandan fashion to the world stage. We've got Stella Tal taking that, you know, to the stage. We've got Latif here doing it at a whole different level altogether. We've got Sensen, who is doing it at a whole different level. These are talented, creative Ugandan people. And we've got Jaja taking the sound on the stage. The beautiful sound of Uganda. You know, you're gonna have to share this with your cousin, your grandfather, your grandmother, you know, everybody in the family to be part of this. So I wanted to share this video far and wide. It's live, and of course we want to talk to these guys about Ugandan fashion. I want to start with Jaja. Jaja, let's talk about you. The first time Latif told you that, you know, come and join me and we do this together, what came into your mind and how did you feel like?
Anyway, I feel it better.
Yeah.
I felt better. Let me say, I'm not fluent in English.
Yeah. No, you're going to Uganda.
Playing in Uganda,
Yes, yes.
Uganda better than English.
Yes.
Nze Jaja Master Kaya okuva ku Reggae Embassy. Nga ndi musomesa tugabana obukugu ne banange obanga mbeti mu ngeri y'ekirasta.
Yes.
Kubanga
One love.
kibaita one love.
Yes.
Nali musanyufu nnyo.
Yeah.
Latifu yansinkana nakasero ewa muganda wange Jaja Kalanda.
Yeah.
yansiŋŋaana nina gitaawo nga ngikusunamu n'anyumirwa kyenkola olw'okuba nga ayagala nnyo abantu abalina talent n'ansiima era yampa ekirabo kya nusu 15,000 n'agamba nti musajja gwe ekyo kikusaana kubanga siise bulungi mu nsawo naye ettaano ezo tozindegera nangulira n'ebyokulyawo nampa n'ebibala mu nkole y'ekirasita neŋŋamba ye naye musajja ono alabika musajja mulungi nnyo n'atandika okujjangayo nga nsikiriza okugenda ku Reggae Embassy. Reggae Embassy yali tuddaawo Kazo nga okutte ku kikubo ekyejjakana kala Latifu n'anjagala paka lwe yampita nenzija ku Rasmans. Bwe najja ku Rasmans nagamba nti sijja kudda Nakasero nentandika okubeera ne Latifu paka nakaakati. So ekibuuzo kyombuuzizza nawulira ntya nawulira essanyu era terikomanga paka nakaakati.
Latif, tell us more. You've heard what Jaja said. I wanted to say to somebody who has not gotten Jaja in English and in Uganda very well from all across. There are people watching this show all in the US, in the UK, in Canada, in Sweden, and in Denmark, all across the world, in Kenya, in Rwanda, in Tanzania. I mean, what Jaja just said, I asked Jaja a question, how did it feel like the very first time Latif called you to come and join him on the show? And he said that he felt very good, he felt, I mean, just take us through that experience when you first called Jaja.
Oh yeah, actually we have a brother, you know, brothers in black. Rasta Jaja Kalanda in Nakasero. And that's where I met Jaja Kaya. So to me, the way he was playing guitar, it sounded very unique. And I love unique things, because I mean there are many guitarists around. But I loved him from day one. And this is what I do. Whenever I find someone with a talent, I want to support them in any way. Abayimbi bangi benkoledde engoye. If I had the money, nandiguze copies zaabwe in a way to support them. Sometimes I find it easy for me to support you clothing wise, because musicians love clothing, and that's why I interested him to come and start, you know, learning how to make shirts and pants, because he needs to change all the time. In our platforms like this, all the time appearing on stage, TV, you know. So I gave him that idea, Nimugamba, come, let's share the skills. I have a musical feel. You can teach me how to play. Actually, he has taught my son. He plays guitar, is very good, and keyboard. And Mutabani wa Papa Sidi made him this shirt. He's teaching him guitar, how to play guitar. So was teaching him how to make a shirt, Mutabani wa Papa Sidi. Then the piece that remained, Nemugamba, why don't you make for your teacher a shirt? And the kid just bought the idea right away.
And this is done right here in Uganda, what Jaja is wearing right now?
Yesterday in Kawanda. This is Papa's son, Papa Sidi's son.
Who made the shirt?
Yeah, he's 13 years.
Wow.
He made this shirt for Jaja.
It's called Ryan.
Because he teaches him how to play guitar.
Wow.
So it's the same thing that I do. I can support you in terms of fashion, clothing. Wedding, to support you on your wedding. Maybe to make you a changing wear or a gown or something like that.
Wow.
So, because Fetugamba at our school share the talent. What you have, you really don't have to have too much to give out. Share what you have. It's just too much. It's just that you don't know that what you have is just too much. But people think when you give, we're not losing everything. No, it's not the way like that.
Wow.
So that's how I met Jaja. Jaja is a humble man. I mean, you can just the way he talks, the way he plays guitar, his lyrics, you can easily identify that this is a very humble person. So netukwatagana bulungi nnyo up to now. We formed a band. He has his band is called Sweet Band, because he plays sweet music. That's what he calls his band. So until now, netutunulia, how can we use fashion and music, you know, to create something that can positively, you know, change the society. So that's how we came up with the song Kitenji Party. We were thinking people with different thoughts, people with different beliefs, people with different cultures can come together in one party. As Africans, because we have a print that is called Kitenji, that brings all Africans together. So our people power, our movement, Africans, Kenyans, Nigerians, West Africans, South Africans, we can all come in one unity in a party wearing Kitenji with an identity, which is Kitenji. And that's the essence of the song.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Latif, and thank you very much, Judge. We're going to have to take that song. We want to listen to that song. We're going to take a break. We want to listen to that song, and we want to hear the composition of the Kitenge music done by Jaja and, of course, Latif right here. It is playing on every stage where these guys go to, and they're going to play it again. Coronavirus came and slowed down things. This is the Creative Industry Talk, where we get to discuss everything about creativity, culture, cross-cultural learning for peace building is what we're saying here. Cross-cultural learning for peace building. Please, I repeat that word. Cross-cultural learning for peace building is what we're talking about here. And of course, we're talking about a Ugandan fashion on a global stage. Do you have a fashion? Is your fashion making it to the global stage? Latif is going to take us through on this part 2 of the interview. Stay right there on the Kitenge party. Let's have that party and enjoy it as we go for a coffee break. This is the Creative Industry Break.
Mary Jane mama, batene stressi mungi nga ne covid yansalako ebizibu byetagisa sente nyingi onyumirwa kayimba kano omuswayiri agamba nti furuta bangi ne nzijukira demu wange nakayaga erinnya ly'ezzungu ye Mary Jane oyo yambererawo nambudabuda munaku ne musanyu mugeto ne musite alibani alivawa alinzija kumwana muwala ono Mary Jane Babiloni banda babubi mugeto ne musite Mary Jane mwagala zemulabanga eddagala
Reggae Embassy Uganda Africa Unite in Kitenji wear
n'abakyala mwena abasimatuka korona naddala bali erudde eri muno sirandani kyembakutira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba bitenje bateyine esonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisubwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitenji byokka designer Latif Uganda omurasita owakabye yatonga mu nnyonyi wamakwesa bulembaga Malik Jane ne Hawa abo basibi banviyalo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariam yedikoletako ne pofini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifirika madamu Sala Soshi ebitaddemu omukono Olivia Kasarini nalima Maka manyingo ulira Kuruno twambale ebitenji byokka Kuruno twambale ebitenji
Africa
African culture tegeza festival mukitendi pate tubera tweyina ebifo kabera ketalo kokusa madamu sala promoter chasinze nabe mwerandani mu North London abatuse batumiddeko nabe yune kiteji mwena kamba koneko omwana wa mwali omuko yalemeddeko kokusa popi nyoba Mary Latifu yaliko amanya yense no bito mu byomuto mutamu akulukuta nyukuta pangira ddala ebitamu nimwe lufati mumpisa nakwata ku kalamu mpulira maganda sennaga mbunye ebifo abitegeka Latifu Modo designer bwatandika okutunga baba temumuwona betwesala biteje byokka temutulaba.
Welcome back from that break. This is the Creative Industry Talk. My name is Eddie Okela. On this very fine day where we're talking about creativity, Ugandan fashion on a global stage. And of course, we want to understand this whole thing about, Ugandan on a global stage and how we're taking the fashion to the global stage. Of course, I see some of your comments here coming and people are saying, I love that gentleman, I love Jaja, I love Latif. Can we hear some more from Jaja? Of course, Jaja is going to play for us that song, Kitenge. You've heard it, the sound, beautiful, and we're going to dive into how Kitenge is going to make it to the world stage as planned by Latif Shah.
Abami n'abakyala mwena naddala bali erudde eri mu North London kyembakutira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba kitengi pate yime ensonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisuwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka designer Latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatunga mu nnyonyi Maliki Jeni ne Hawa abo basibi banviri alo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariamu yedikoleta konne popini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifiriko madamu Sara shoshi ebitaddemu omukono Olivia Katarini nalima maka manyinga ulira kolono twambala ebitengi byokka kolono twambala bitengi byokka.
Yeah, you heard it right there coming from Jaja. That's a sound beautiful coming from Uganda. Come on, guys, you're gonna share this out. You're gonna make this look really beautiful.
Yes,
let's talk about the fashion now.
Yes.
Jaja has given us such a very beautiful sound on stage, and he's giving us this. We are going to wear only kitenge on the party. And nobody has ever made kitenge sound so cool like this. Let's talk about it. So what is the motivation behind this fashion?
We really care. Yes. That's one thing. We really care.
Yeah.
And we hope this song is going to support also other tailors and designers.
Yeah, okay.
Because we are trying to make people, we are trying to create an awareness that let's embrace our own. Let's wear our own. We can see the taxes are so high right now, importing clothes from China and everywhere. But let's embrace our own. That way we are supporting the industry and we are developing a country. Because we are creating many jobs for tailors and also designers who are going to become so prominent, So this song is basically to interest the people, the community, that let's embrace our own. Make an order from a designer, your nearest designer. It's not just ours. It's a song for everybody. So if you're in the industry, take advantage, share the song, let the people. We want to make a very beautiful video for this song. That's why we are taking our time. We want to interest the people so people can support their industry right here. So that way we are developing our nation.
Talking about it, Latif, a lot of time we think that tailors have low self-esteem.
Yes.
Because they are not always brought out to the forefront.
That's right.
The trailers.
That's
but
right.
the cloth I'm wearing is made by Taylor.
By
The shirt
Taylor.
I'm wearing is made by Taylor. The
Yes.
trousers I'm wearing is made by Taylor.
Yeah.
The shirt you're wearing is made by Taylor. I'm just learning today that a 13-year-old
Yes.
made this for Jaja
Yes.
right here, Jaja
Yes.
Kaya. I mean, how do we get the tailors to actually begin to believe in themselves that yes, I'm the one who makes Okila look good,
Yeah.
and so therefore I'm important in a society, and I can take my craft and my art and spread love across the world. How
You're
do you
very
do
right.
this, having done this on a world stage you
Yes,
yourself?
you're very right.
Yeah.
And I'm doing everything possible, basically to lift their self-esteem.
Yeah.
One thing, you've seen me make clothes on plane,
Yes.
and on also other platforms.
Yeah.
I'm taking a sewing machine where you rarely think you can make clothes from.
Yeah.
But trust me, clothing is everywhere. Even when you go to shower, there's clothing.
Yeah.
Even when you go to bed, there's a type of clothing. Wherever you go, clothing.
Yeah.
Clothing, or designers, fashion supports music 99%. Because before you even
In fact,
come
Jaja
out,
should be giving us a sound to support this one.
exactly, you know, because before you
give
think,
us some beds so we can continue with this. Yes.
before you start thinking or planning your concert, you're starting to think, how am I going to appear on a concert? How am I going to appear on a show like this? How am I going to appear? You get a point. Everywhere there's clothing. So people must now start knowing that clothing is very important in society. Clothing is commercial. People, when you make clothes, you can make money. You can make business out of clothing. And now DIT, that's the reason why DIT is coming in, because we've tried to create this awareness that the designers or the tailors must be supported in this industry, and also other stakeholders. Because being a fashion president, I'm not just talking about designers being a designer, but all the industry I'm talking about. The people who supply us machines, we have Kiembe people, Kiembe sewing machines. We have the people supplying us with fabrics. We have people teaching. We need journalists, people who can talk right about fashion, present nice pictures, not the pictures that people aim at, taking knickers for the models. Yeah. That's not what we are looking at. We are trying to address it nicely and properly. Yeah. So the reason why I'm doing that, abantu basobole okwekkiririzamu that guno omulimu gwa bbeeyi. DIT has already assessed us, and many other centers that have been put outside there for people, the tailors who are already skilled, to go and be assessed so they can be accredited. If you have good thoughts, maybe you have a birowoozo ebirungi you want to table in the parliament, you can as well be able to stand as a parliamentary, as an MP. You get a point. But before, luli babadde batuita omutunzi. Abo batunzi. Like minimizing. When you fail exams, try okutunga. It's not for failures. This is for really genuine people with brains, because there's a lot of mathematics, there's so much geometry, statistics in clothing. Come on, you cannot fail elsewhere and think you're going to try. Try it, decide. Yeah. Also, we want to produce really skilled people in the field. Abantu abatuufu abateekeddwa okukola omulimu guno. People who qualify with ethics, people who qualify as professionals, people to qualify with skills and also credentials. So you have a whole package right there to lobby for offices, So omulimu guno sigwa bei dondolo, mulimu gwa tendo. Yes.
Wow. Well, you've heard it coming up from Latif. This is a creative industry talk, and of course we're talking to Latif right here, and of course Latif Design, Latif Academy, and Latif, the man who makes a shirt in 3 minutes on a plane. That's something totally very different. And of course Jaja, I want to ask you a question. You are now on the world stage. You have been traveling with Latif, going for fashion, golabanga, wangambe ebintu kati bitandika ekyuse omulembe gwo gwakyuka ddala kusawa zino tuliko. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yes. So I want you to share that bit with us. How does it feel like when the first time you jump on the plane with Latif to go, if at all it has already happened, or even in a bus to go on another stage somewhere? How did it make you feel like waluli otya?
Buli wentuuse ne Latif wonna mpulira bulungi. Era manyi nti Katonda yakiteekateeka tubeere na Latif. Ensonga lwaki nayiyayo kalirikisa katono akagamba nti omuyimbi n'omutunzi basomesa erudda babasanyusa Kaya ne Latifu katusomese gwanga lino A E I O U A E I O U akati jangu osome oyige fashoni komola tunga tundafuna sente.
Wow, come on everybody, give it up for Jaja. Wow, Jaja.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jaja. Have you been out of Uganda with Latif?
No.
Have you been anywhere in all the stages?
Yeah, tuwadde ku stages nyingi nye Zakabi, Chronics, Busy Signal, Chameleon, Bobby Wine. Tuwadde ku stages zonna top concerts wano mu Uganda. Naye aina show as we speak right now. We are being advertised already for Uganda independence in the UK. The North Ugandan community in the UK is organizing a get-together event for the people of Uganda. You know, okwejamu okwenazake na kuya corona. So they have an independence event which is going to have a fashion show. But myself and Jaja Kaya will be there representing as well. Most of all, together because we are trying to bring up the kids in the UK. They are too much into computer and everything. They have not tested the real thing. So we want to take the real thing to them.
Wow. This is going to be Jaja's first travel with you
to the UK
one stage. Jaja, how are you feeling right now?
I feel nice.
Can you share? What are you looking for when you get to the UK and you jump on the plane and you go there with the music, with the guitar? What are you looking forward to?
Ndowooza Katonda ajja kubanga ayise mu Latifu okuntuusa ku ddaala lye nalina mu kirooto kyange. Lye nali nsuubira.
Kati okutuuka eyo, when you reach there, what do you want to see?
Okusookera ddala njagala kulaba ku bannayuganda abaliyo. Ekyokubiri kulaba abazungu baatuleka batya okubeera mu mbeera erowoozesa omuddugavu yenna nti ye tasobola era obuyimba bwange njagala bugende nnyo sayidi awo nga bulaga nti omuddugavu naye asobola ate ye muntu omutuufu ali original.
So to add on that, the event being organized by the North Ugandan community in the UK, together with UGFX, that is the Uganda Fashion Expo. We know, myself getting an internship, to do my internship in Paris, and at residence in Paris, Chambi Kulobongo, I realized that everybody needs something like this. People have to get out of Uganda, look at the international platforms, tap into international markets. That way, to borrowing ideas and let's do things. When you come to my school, my design, I copied it from Norway. It was a theater. So only when you come to school to witness that, and with time when it's done, because the school is still under construction. But I mean, we need to borrow these ideas. We need to copy good things and bring them back home. When you are so much here, we do not know what people are doing outside there. So UGFX is right there. I did my photo shoot in Hollywood because I know there are also models here who don't even ever they start modeling until they retire. They have not tested an international stage runway. You get the point. So those are the reasons why UGFX is in place. On that event, we are planning also to have people who want to go look out for, technological machinery, because fashion is into technology right now. The way machines make clothes, we need that back home because the industry is now growing. We must now start eyeing towards that direction. Machines, materials, and things like that. Yes.
Latif, just before we go for a break together with Jaja, and I want everybody out there to share your comment, kisses and disses. We want to hear from you. What do you think about Jaja and Latif joining together, music, fashion coming together to basically bring you an experience on stage? Nobody wants to wear clothes that they don't feel good in, or owned, and nobody wants to wear clothes that don't look good on them. Neither do you want to get yourself in a certain shape that when you wear clothes you don't look good in. You become very what I call uncomfortable, and you are not you're not confident in
You're not
yourself,
confident,
and the tailor makes this possible for you. But the musician brings the love, it brings the spirit out of you, and you feel good about it. And Jaja is telling us his story.
Yeah.
He's going to jump on a plane for the first time going to the UK.
Yeah.
How do you expect?
I just wanted to add on
Yes.
something like simple,
Yeah.
small on that, because why the music comes in,
Yeah.
because you know the music sells so rapid.
Yeah.
That's why you see in America the musicians eventually get into clothing, because they already put their names out there. Therefore, the brands will sell easily.
Yes.
So this is why we are coming into in conjunction with the musicians. That's why I address Bobby Wine.
Yes.
His platforms are wide.
Yeah.
Chameleon, his platforms are wide. The Kenzos. When you dress an artist, a big artist like that, Rema, you know, you share the same platform.
Yeah.
Whoever sees the outfit, and if they are interested in the outfit, they'll be, who made Chameleon's overall? Who made Rema's dress? There's a very great designer here, my former student, Diana. She made the dress for Rema, you remember?
Yes.
Those are my former students.
Wow.
We have Ipigogo, former Miss Uganda, Monica Kasiate. She's so proud. She's a former student of Latif Academy. These are all designers who are making great designs.
Wow.
Yes.
And so for everyone who's watching the show, we want to, want you to share this far and wide. And I'm particularly very thrilled that this is the journey of a Ugandan fashion on a global stage.
Yes.
Latif has been doing it. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Latif, Jaja, Kaya, and myself are going to be talking about how it feels like when you're on that global stage. When we're talking about global stage, we're not talking about YSA stage. We're talking about not just Kigali stage. We're talking about jumping thousands of miles in London, in Paris, in the UK, in the US, where you see a Ugandan on that stage, running, doing the runway. Stella Tal has been doing it, and of course Santa Nzo has been doing it, Latif is doing it, Senson is doing it, but these guys are unsung heroes. We don't know them. People are not looking up to them, but these are guys who are taking our fashion to the rest of the world. Can we define our fashion and take it to the world, Latif? We'll be right back after the break.
If you create a space which enables people to think and thrive, that's a bonus. Before I started working officially, I used to do a lot of freelance work. And as a young freelancer, my laptop was on my back. And I didn't have an internet connection. I didn't have an office desk. It was difficult for me to work at home. So what I did is I would go and sit in a restaurant, buy some tea or breakfast, and ask for a Wi-Fi password. And then I would sit there and have my breakfast slowly, as I did my work, and I sent work to clients and everything, But before long, lunchtime, it would be lunchtime, and they would
be forced to eat also.
They would bring you a lunch menu. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So when you find a space where people can come and sit and pay for a full day.
10,000, I'm told.
Yes, you see, that is creativity.
Yeah.
Because the owner of this building or the owner of this space knows that people, there's a certain segment of the market that can't afford to rent a premises per square meter or 10 square meters or 100 square meters and pay monthly and bring their own furniture, their own internet connection, carpeting, light and everything, a working bathroom, and then lunch for staff members. So they think about it creatively and they say, how many people can this space take? 100 people per day. Okay, good. If each of those people pays 10,000 per day, and they come and have access to the internet and a nice chair and a desk and a good environment where they can concentrate and deliver. That is brilliant. That is creativity in the workplace.
It helps you become the trendsetter. Humankind is set in a way that they will always have a thing for the pioneer of things. So we see it, if you think about these big corporations we see in Uganda and how they advertise and the different promotions they bring, you will somehow the target market will always have the pioneer front of mind.
So for me, creativity, that is how important it is, because you will get the masters, you will be an A-lister on the papers. Yeah. But if you do not know how to channel, because there is not one company in the arts or in business, yeah, as we know it, there's not a company that hires more than 10 people, yeah, and all of them are not creative. There is always creativity in a company.
Yeah.
Mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'ebivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka designer latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatonga mu nnyonyi wamakwesa lulembaga.
Welcome back to the program. This is the Creative Industry Talk. My name is Eddie Okela. In the studio is Latif Madoi Kasumba, who is a fashion designer and of course, a man who is turning around life of giving out skills to people, life of skilling people into another level altogether. And of course, Jaja Kaya was a musician. Jaja, take it away. We know we are Ugandans, but we never understand some of the beautiful things Uganda have. I want Jaja to just give us the sound of "Oh Uganda, may God uphold." Let's go for it. Yes, everybody, check it out. Wow. Please go, Jaja. One more time.
East Africa.
Yes, that's the East African sound. Let's check it out. Wow, watu wote wa Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya,
Mambo
Tanzania, mambo vipi?
Tankbovu,
yes.
Bezi Beach. I'm coming actually
Salam.
talking about East Africa, Tanzania. We have a student from Latif Academy.
Yeah.
He is the only person who qualified to present at Swahili Fashion Week.
Wow.
In Dar es Salaam. So we shall be going to give him support as well.
Wow.
Kamau Al Issa, we are very proud of you.
Wow.
Yes.
Jaja, let's talk about that sound.
Yeah.
When you're playing this thing, what do you feel like from a musician point of view? When you're playing this sound, when you're playing Uganda national anthem, when you're playing the Buganda national anthem, the Buganda anthem, you're playing the East African anthem, how do you feel like as a musician?
That is, I feel my country, I feel my blood, motherland. That is the only way how I can identify my country to people musically.
Wow. I want to chogereko mu Luganda abantu bategere bulungi.
Bwembanga nkuba obuyimba obwo.
Yeah.
mpulira nga yengeri gye nnyinza okukozesa engalo zange nendaga nga soogedde kigambo kyonna ne mpulira nga ensi yange nsobodde ojjanjula eri abantu bonna ne bagitegeera bulungi okugirayo ddala ekifaananyi ekiraga nti music osobola okuyisaamu obubaka bwonna omuntu n'ategeera newankubadde nga toyogedde.
Music is message.
Music is message. Well, thank you so much, Jaja. Latif, let's go back to you know, the one thing about going on the world stage.
Yes.
I know we talked about this, but I want to talk about the Ugandan fashion and world stage. Every time you go on those trips, and you're on the runway and in the world stage, and you're doing these things, what do you say about Uganda, and what do you tell people about our fashion? And do they really buy our fashion? Do they wear our fashion? I've seen some people wearing Uganda flag shirt, Uganda flag, looking nice. What do people say about us when you go on these things?
Actually, they embrace it so well. Because first of all, we have very beautiful colors.
Yes.
The Uganda national colors.
Yeah.
And the flag itself at large. And you see, during my act, I always wrap the models that I'm going to dress in Ugandan colors and also freedom colors. So that way the comments are always, oh wow, beautiful colors. So you can see the people love it. And that's the only way I can create awareness that you see what I'm doing is so UG. So if you want to see this and more, simply come to Uganda. So we're also adding a stone, you know, to the tourist industry. And that's why we also set up the Reggae Embassy, because this is where we display all the Ugandan culture and the Rastafarians' lifestyle. The clothing, the music, and also to see so much more, you know, Yeah.
Well, I want to just read a few comments coming from people up there. Frank Tugume says, thank you very much. Welcome to the Creative Industry Show, where creativity is explored to the greatest heights. Thank you very much, Frank. And of course, Serugo Matthias says, greeting to Salif Kasumba Madoi, and of course, Jakana and Jokolera. Thank you very much seeing you guys on the show. I want to read the comments coming from Sweden. This person says, Edio Killer, thank you very much for the show. I always look up to this show every Tuesday. I'm looking forward to seeing the Creative Industry Talk coming. I think this is a very good platform for us. And being a Ugandan living and working in Sweden, this makes me proud to see that Ugandans are beginning to do things at a different level. Shout out to that guy Jaja. The sound is beautiful, and I look forward to seeing Jaja on a world stage. I should make it from Sweden to London when Jaja is London. So Jaja, abantu
abo Scandinavia, abali Sweden, because we have our people right there. Amsterdam, definitely, Denmark. Mwena mubeyo ngawe UK bwejango tuwagira in the Schengen when you have shows in Sweden and everywhere, they always come and support us. So guys, simply get your tickets right now. Independence 9th, North London.
Yes. And then so Jaja, I want to just talk to you, Latif. The sound of Jaja, when you go on the stage with this sound, I'm now looking at the future. You said you are going to the global stage with Kitenge, and you want to put Kitenge on the platform for people to actually feel beauty. Happy about it. We've seen the West Africa and the North Africa, where Kitenge, and we're very proud about it. Ghana is leading that process of putting it so beautifully.
The Ankara,
yes, Ankara from Ghana.
You've got the Sheki from Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia, they've got the Senegalese who feel very proud about their son. Now, Uganda.
I've actually, I already did an identity for Ugandan fashion. And that's what I even talked about it in the other part 1. And that is La Kikoi Election. La Kikoi Election is Latif Kikoi fashion collection. That you always find at least a piece of Kikoi, to create identity that this is a Ugandan made outfit. Because Kikoi is our identity as Ugandans. So we must also embrace Kikoi. But putting together Kikoi and Kitenji, it's all African. But because Kitenji has been like global, even when you go to the States, everybody's like, Latif, when are you coming? I need a Kitenji shirt. I need a Kitenji skirt, things like that. So Kitenji is already out there, which is already Africans. We must embrace it. But to give it an identity that this is Ugandan, we must, you know, embrace Ekikoi.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how is it going to be unique that when I see it from a distance, I know that that's Uganda?
Yeah.
I mean, because when I see it from afar, I see Senegal. I see it from far, I see Dakar. I see it from far, I see...
You get to know that this is
this
Ethiopia.
Is, Ethiopia. This is
South Africa.
South Africa. This
Yes.
is, they've done it so well.
Yeah.
But you're coming up with one and saying you're taking us up there. How is it going to look like when I see it? Yes.
One thing, it's going to be unique. The moment you say very unique outfit, just know that's from Uganda. It's done by his uniqueness. Senior intelligent Rasta Salif. So one thing, one identity, it's going to be unique. When you see something, I was in Paris, and because my label Latif Designs, the Animiste label. Animiste label is unmistakable label. Even if I didn't label my shirts, but all my hats, because I have my own custom-made patterns. One time I lost contact with the person I was supposed to meet in Paris in a very huge mall. Oh man, and I couldn't get in touch now. I was already lost. But this person had already been addressed that, when you meet Latif, he has unique hats, he has unique patterns. So I decided just to walk around the mall, and this person just stopped me. Are you Latif? And I'm like, how did you get to know me? And he's like, I was told that you have very unique hats, and I identified you because of your hat. So it's unmistakable, unmistakable label. For one thing, it's supposed to be unique. It has anywhere. So let's do it that way.
Okay.
Let's make it creative and unique stuff.
Latif, I want to go to the fashion that you've been talking about. When you said unique, but somebody wrote to us last week and says we need to brand the Ugandan product going out. Are you working to work with some really serious marketers, brand developers, product developers to package your product and make sure that when it goes out there, it is made in Uganda, seen in Uganda? Are you working with some marketing and creative people on you to, sort of bring this communication together, or is something that you're developing?
Well, I'm dreaming to have something like that. I hadn't started on that, but I think I need it.
Okay.
And truly, I need it. So if there's someone out there who can do it professionally, like I mentioned in one interview, I don't know how to leave the school, how to leave my legacy so it can be protected. For example, I would love to have my school protected in a way that it stays for life. If it's the government, but sometimes I don't trust the government because the government sells its own parastatals. But otherwise, I would hand over my school to the government, to govern it. So it stays for life, so they protect the aims, the goals and everything. So it goes on and on and on to benefit the rest. But if there's someone out there who can do real branding, because I'm looking out, to something like that, it would pain me, if I died and I didn't have my dreams come true, if I didn't realize my dreams. But if there are people who are out there who want to support us, we started a campaign, building our own schools. We really believe that we can build our own schools, even without external support, let's say foreign funds. We have a campaign, building our own schools and the nation. By building our own schools, we believe we are building a nation. That way, we are collecting 1,000 shilling from each person, which is something so if you have 1,000 shilling, we are targeting 1 million people every, let's say, 3 years. 1 million people, because 1 million people providing us 1,000, that is 1 billion. My school in Gibalia, it only needs 1 billion. So we want to build a school in Eastern, let's say in Bari, Soroti. We want to build a school in Northern region, let's say Gulu or Arua, wherever, Pakwach. We want to build a school in Western, maybe in Barara or Kasese, Fort Potro. We want to build a school that is going to, help, because we've tested it. Myself, I've tested it, it works. It's the skills that are feeding me to take care of others and myself. So support our cause, building our own schools and nation. Support us with just 1,000 shilling. We are targeting 1 million people every three years. Like that, when we come to your office, if you have kids, it's something very small, but at the end of the day, we want to engage the people babeere nga bafollowinga project yaabwe efaanana etya. Latif azimbye essomero because I already started that. Nze nawaayo ennyumba yange. I was building my own house ne ngamba no, I don't need to sleep, I need to work and I need to leave something, you know. Like Lucky Dube yagamba rastas never die. Omurasta tafa nga alina kye yaleka naye osobola okuzikirira nga tolina kye waleka ku nsi.
Kituufu nnyo. Thank you very much, Latif. I want to go to Jaja. Jaja, the inspiration behind your music, what inspired you to write your songs the way you write? You know, and now that you are in a fashion space with Latif, you know, music and clothes, you're wearing a kitenge that is made from a very young man as an appreciation to you as a teacher, and, you know, want to just share with us what is the inspiration behind your music? And also going forward, is this marriage between music and fashion going to change the way you write your songs?
Of course. Nsuubira nti bigenda kukyusa nnyo society mu nsi. Abantu balina okukitegeera nti buli muntu Katonda yamuwa ekitone. Bw'akikozesa obulungi yempeera. Eri mu Bayibuli baziyita talanta. Era bagamba nti eyafuna n'agiziika oyo tagenda kubeera na mugabo gonna gwafuna eri Katonda we. Kinsanyusa nnyo okubeera nga ninawe ntuuse. Abantu ne bagamba nti bambi Jjajja Kaaya tumwenyumirizaamu. Nsaba Mukama Katonda ateeke omukisa mu mbeera eyo abantu bafunemu ate bafunemu ekyokuyiga nabo talanta zaabwe baziggyeyo. Kyensuubira nti mbulamu obujja mu maaso Katonda asobole okubeera nga ampa empeera abantu bonna mpozi gye bandiyagalizza era nabo bagifune okuva ku kusoma kwe banjigiddeko mu ebyo byenkoze. Neyanziza ekibuuzo ky'ombuuzizza.
Kale Ssebo, kakati kyenjagala kumanya Jjajja naye abantu bonna abalaba ino show from all over the place. There are so many people all across the world, those who speak English, those who speak Spanish, the French, you know, there's so many people. And parents, okuva dda nnyo, music was not something that parents looked at as a way of life. But you are here seated, you are about to jump on a plane to go to London at your age now, you have children. Would you encourage parents to allow children to do music as a way of living, as a parent?
Era abazadde bonna mbassaamu obuvunaanyizibwa okuleeta abaana mu Latif Academy kubanga ffe twasoose okulaba ekitangaala eri ensi. Okusookera ddala amawanga gali ge tulowooza nti gaatuleka. Ensomesa gye tusomesaamu ku Latif Academy yo gye gaatulekeramu. Kati omuzadde nga Mukama akuwadde omukisa n'obeera ku mpewo kuno n'otulengera. Beera nga otumiddwa ababaka bamalayika ne bakuwa amawulire agagenda okukufunyisa miliyoni ne miliyoni za sente. Leeta omwana mu Latif Academy we wali ekituufu. Bw'aba alina ekitone eky'okuyimba ng'omulaba ayimbayimba, ng'omulaba akuba ebikerekere, muleete ayige ekyo kyennyini Katonda kye yamuwa mwe muli omukisa gwe.
Wow. In other words, the parents should encourage their support their kids. Once you see a kid doing something, for me it is like try to discover something, his most interests, then support him and encourage him, you know, because you never know. If I was discouraged, I was somehow discouraged by my sister in the UK actually. She's the one organizing. She's a promoter, Latifa. Sarah, she's in the UK. Era abali London yawo, she's the new promoter, actually for Ugandan industry, entertainment industry. Latifa ajja kuba kutuuka kesawa, you know. If you have a special talent, she's looking out for those special talents. She used to, you know, blame me, you know, stitching with a hand needle, and she's like, like stitching with a hand needle, you know. But sagwa musubi, I stayed focused to what I was doing, ne miracle, until kati we atandika support her. She's the greatest supporter of my career. Wherever I go, she gives me phones, I don't lack certain things that help me, you know, in communicate. She supports me. She comes to every show in Europe, wherever I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Corona no ya States. Otherwise, she was supposed to come on my tour as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to just we're going to take a break, and when we come back, the Creative Industry Talk will talk to Latif about the real fashion now on the stage, and you're going to see Latif on some of the stages, you know, from Lucky Dube to Chameleon and to all these places across the world. And we want to just know, how did it feel like, you know, how did people receive our fashion? How did Ugandans receive ourselves? Were we criticizing ourselves like we often do home here? You know, we just criticize everything home here, but we don't know. The world, you know, describe Uganda as the most entrepreneurial country in the world, but more so as the most culturally diverse country in the world. Are we ripping out of it? Just
Gifted
imagine,
by nature.
Gifted by nature. Just imagine 54 dialects brand themselves and become a brand and a product, and all of them go to sell to the world stage. Where will we be? Where will Uganda be? What would we have? Stay right there. I'll be right back after the break. This is the Creative Industry Talk. Edio Killer, Latif Madoi, and of course Jaja Kaya in the studio.
It helps you become the trendsetter. You know, humankind is set in a way that they will always have a thing for the pioneer of things.
Yeah.
So we see it, if you think about these big corporations we see in Uganda and how they advertise and the different promotions they bring, you will somehow the target market will always have the pioneer front of mind. So for me, creativity, that is how important it is, because you will get the masters, you will be an A-lister on the papers. Yeah. But if you do not know how to channel, because there is not one company in the arts or in business, as we know it, there's not a company that hires more than 10 people, and all of them are not creative. There is always creativity in a company.
Jaja Master Kaya, Salif himself, and Novite Owechibira.
Oh, Africa, songa mbele na vitenji nguvu. Oh, Africa, songa mbele na vitenji nguvu. Hata mimi nafurahi sana kama minasikia kwa vitenji pate mama nyabu. Bolingo ya vitenji seme seme aukolanda.
Welcome back from that break. We want Jaja Kaya to take it away with that sound. Jaja, please power it up. The Creative Industry Talk is going to be discussing the awards of Latif and the world stage and the fashion out of Uganda to the world stage. Jaja, please take it away.
Mama gawalagana munkola tuli batutudde tuli gazimbira obusisira balijidde mbonabona lwaki nti nebuuza balijidde mbonyabonyani waliwo ebintu byekika bimpimpi byenjagala njatula enfuune nekuba nnyamba ate nga bwe ntegereza okusirika bannange sekulwanga nzikirira ekimugunyu ekisooka nkyogeza luggumugumu be bakulu bange abo baafa mu ddiriŋŋana nga tebe bandibadde batuwagira mu nsonga zaffe mpozzi n'okuwabula ekika ate nga bwe ntegereza emyaka giba mitono okubalya abakasukka obuvubuka nenja okuleka golofa ewedde ate nga mpya Ssemakula yafiira ku ggwanga muyombya mbuusabuusa bwe ntyo oba yaziikibwa eyambikira yamanya kyakufa kwera kye yantegeeza
Sounds of Jaja.
Zakakati njogeza lusajjasajja n'endongo njisuna lwa kusagula nga kyakulya balijidde namulabako mu ndeeba bwe twawayanga mpozzi bwe bugambo mulamu yamuziikayo lwa buwaze n'abaana baffe so nga wano mbulemeze mulira weyabeeranga kati tuli mu bbanja kumugjayo nowe Kenya tuli muteesaako bwe tuli batutudde
Come on everybody, Sound of Jaja, enjoying the music all across the world.
Mwabekika njagala muwuliriza obugambo bwange ngera njagala tukuŋŋaane yabange ndaba ku kimu abazze baganda bange mu myoyo njagala ntabagana bwe tuba tuteesa bannange tulima tukwanya kati mwe mulowooza ki ku musaayi gwaffe nze bwe mbanyumiza ebifo ewange kati bizuukusa jjembe bitamye okwebaka ngolokoka mu birooto ate omwana alogoota na misambwa tigimutta nze ndoota maliba ga ntulege olusigango oba okutumikibwa obwo obubugo ulira bwe nvugirirwa obwo obugoma n'engalabi ng'ekuba newerekerwa ez'ensaasi kugambye nenfuna ekiseera ekizibu sikyefuga dda kinenninnyirira ogw'omuliro n'omwana alogootana bw'avaayo ekiro kugambye n'asaba muto wenkanamu mu kibiina ajja n'akayimba akazito tyenkerebwa enkulu esimanga eggalira kyokka n'akanyoomonyoomako bwe ndikutta ndikwata mulala namunyanyimbe bakuutira bwe nti lubaale yeeyogerera talimba ne bwe baba abalongo n'emizimu n'emisambwa gyonna n'amayembe
akayimba akagwayo kawayimba kawanvu nnyo naye obuyimba obwo bwonna kyekimutwala e London because he wants to create those memories. There are people who have lived in the UK for 30 years, they have never been home again. And those are the times. So he'll be chamukiriza abantu creating those memories. It's going to be a beautiful atmosphere that night. So ayagala okulaba akayimba ako n'obulala bungi nnyo nga bugwayo. Simply buy your ticket to Kitenji, to Independence event.
Wow.
In London.
Well, I think you can understand it. Just imagine Ugandan fashion in New York City. New York City. In the middle of New York. In the middle of New York. And there's a Ugandan there sounding with this, wearing his kitenge and, you know, looking smart on the stage. How many people will stop by to actually check this out? That's how countries sell their culture. That's how countries sell their fashion. That's how countries, you know, put the work of people who are creative to the forefront, and then we market them, and then we build them, and then we take it to the next level. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about. Jaja right there. Imagine that on the world stage. What will it look like? What will it sound like? Do you have a fashion? Are you a creative designer? Are you a fashion designer? Are you struggling with this? This platform is here to encourage you that it is possible and you can do it, but you need to think. We need to talk about branding. Latif.
Yes.
We are going to the world stage. Let's talk about Latif. I want to bring some photos from, in the system there. If you put the photos up, we're going to start now that talk of Latif on the global stage, the Ugandan fashion on the global stage. I want to start with the first one. What was going on there, Latif?
This was the Uganda Diaspora event at Serena Hotel. This was also very amazing to me. I brought in new ideas, like for example, that very kind of sewing. It's what I call the lap sewing. That you can sew on your laps. Just the same way people use their laptops and the other gadgets. So, that's lap sewing at Uganda Diaspora event.
Wow. Yes. And the next picture sounds like you were totally far away in another country.
This was the last one, the Africa Fashion Week in Seattle, Washington. This was also very, very amazing. It's one of my best events.
Yeah.
That outfit was sold at the show.
Wow.
Some artist was already waiting for me. I need that white outfit.
Yes, and he
I
took
need
it
to
away.
go,
Yes. So that's a Ugandan fashion on a global stage. That's
Yeah.
a global stage.
Yes.
Seattle, that's a global stage. Let's talk about this, Latif. Yeah.
This was in Belgium.
Yes.
This was also another record set. I made 7 dresses.
Yeah.
In 25 minutes.
7
in
dresses?
27 minutes, yeah. That was in Belgium.
25 dresses in
Yeah.
27 minutes.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was the Bohemian Summerfest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, Ugandan fashion on a global stage, as you can see it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, what a beautiful, look at that white lady on that Ugandan black,
Ugandan
yellow, red.
colours.
Wow.
So this is where the
wow.
comments come in. Oh,
Yes.
it's beautiful colors, you know.
Yes.
And people were thinking that I was presenting an outfit. But these were actually the wraps that I wrapped the models before I make the dresses live on stage.
Wow.
So I was presenting the models. This is also Africa Fashion Week in Seattle, Washington.
Wow. Wow. And the next photo?
So that's the same act, the same event.
Yes.
Calling on the next model, you know, to come and take measurements.
Yes. I want to know what was going on with these ladies, with the white people sitting there, with the community sitting there. Everybody seemed
They are following closely.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because,
so what was the reaction like when you come on stage from these guys?
People, you know, the organizer is on tense. She's on tension, like it's tense in the house because the way they address, the designer is coming, he's going to make 5 dresses in 15 minutes. So everybody cannot believe that. At the end of the day, it comes out as a surprise.
Yes, yes.
The organizer, the one who invites you to the show, she's all on tension. Is he gonna make it? When you tell the white people that this person makes a dress in 5 minutes, it has to be 5 minutes. You know, so it's tension. You know, right there.
Wow. Let's talk about this picture here. You are making a bag while you're traveling. I mean, how is this possible, Latif?
No, actually, this is in the house. I was trying to make my outfit. I was traveling to Dallas.
Yes.
No, I was traveling to Pittsburgh, I think. Yeah, I was traveling to Pittsburgh from Dallas.
So you made a fresh bag for this travel?
Yeah, because I need to carry my machine. I just bought that machine. I bought it in Dallas. So I was making the outfit to wear with it.
Yes.
Yes, in front there to Jabira. So this was Chameleon's last event, I think.
Yes.
In Lugogo.
Yeah.
And this was Tubongana. No, not Tubongana. Which show some good event, but I mean this is a dress I made on stage, and she's a former Miss Uganda sports queen.
Yes.
Actually, she's still the reigning sports queen, Elizabeth, and Chameleon's also wearing another sports kind of overall.
Yes.
That's why you see it, but it's also Ugandan, black, yellow, red.
Wow. There was this fashion here which you did for Chameleon that we didn't understand. You tried to imitate the going to the space, and this had a lot of talk. And I said, "What is Chameleon trying to say? What is going on?"
Yeah. This is the day we plan to take Ugandan music and fashion to the moon. And there was no better way to take it than to use the musical doctor with the Ugandan fashion designer, the Jet Speed designer.
Yeah.
I created that space suit, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was Badilisha at his concert.
Wow.
Badilisha.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we are talking about the Ugandan fashion, the global stage. You've seen that coming from Latif. That's the designer right there, and the musician is actually here. The guy who created the sound to make that experience really, nice for everyone who comes to the event. Latif, let's go back to again the global stage. We want to run through these pictures quickly before we talk about the words as we run towards the end of the show.
Yes.
And just put the next picture up. Let's look at it. You are making that bag, and the bag made it to the airport.
Yeah.
And we can see it carrying the machine. Let's take the bag up and we see.
Yeah.
Yes, if we run through this next picture, we'll be able to see the bag right there.
Yeah, the bag is done and the machine is packed. That bag carries also 10 different types of materials, pieces.
Yeah.
It's a whole package, it can carry materials, scissors, tape measure, and all other accessories.
So you made this from here, you didn't go to buy the bag?
No. I make Latif Designs, I call it
there we are, American Express.
Now I'm getting my ticket done.
Yeah.
You can see on American Airlines in a full outfit. I hadn't made my mask, as you can see.
Yes.
But you see in another picture when I'm making my mask, because I didn't have the time.
Yes.
I just finished the outfit, I had to jump on a plane, but I had to make the mask.
That's a Ugandan fashion on the global stage. Next picture, please. We want to check this out and just go to that part.
Yeah.
And there's a picture when you're making an outfit in that plane.
Yeah.
We want to know how did that come around. If you throw that picture up, we'll check it out.
Yes.
Right there.
Actually, this was my second attempt to work in a plane.
Yeah.
And I was flying from Seattle, Washington to Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a beautiful dress, this green one that you can see right here. Unfortunately, I didn't send the picture. The people could see what kind of dress I was making, but it's a huge, nice, beautiful dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to dive to the outfit you made for Lucky Dube.
Yeah.
That was way back. And how old were you? How did you get into contact with Lucky Dube?
Yeah.
How did you get that opportunity to to work with such a big artist on the stage here?
Yes.
Right there, yes.
You can see the Kitenji right there. This was 2003.
Yes.
Representing Uganda on the other side and South African flags.
Yes.
Right there. This is a global platform as well.
Yeah.
Just the same way you just addressed it.
Wow.
It wasn't very easy, getting in contact with him. But when I heard Lucky Dube was coming, I had to put my mind, at task.
Yeah.
And I was working with that friend of mine, Jaja Kalanda.
Yeah.
The one we are talking about. I was actually teaching him that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jaja, we need to create. Our artist is in town, he's coming.
Yes.
So let's create something for him.
Yeah.
We started viewing his videos, see his favorite colors, his size and things like, to see his interest. So when I make the outfit, he doesn't reject it. You know how it feels,
Yeah.
You're planning something, but you have not told him. So to get in touch with him, I worked with Sarah Zawede. Connected me to Muchala Alice Luanga of National Theatre. Lucky Dube was coming there. Mega D came in there, we did some artwork with Mega D. It worked out, so this is how I met Lucky Dube. And when I presented the outfit, he was like, oh, wow, I have to wear this.
Yes.
He embraced me. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's put that picture up one more time and check it out. Just Lucky Dube in that Uganda and, South Africa in one photo, in one artist, on one artist, Just put that picture up, let's check it out. We want to see how it looks like. Yeah, there you go. And that's a Ugandan fashion on a global stage, because Lucky Dube just didn't wear this and stop here.
Yes.
He wore it in
the
many
concert
of the
is up
concerts
there.
he went up to, and before the time.
Yes.
And that's a great stuff.
Exactly. This was 2003, and to me it was my breakthrough, because it was written everywhere in the newspapers. It was like I was the best student in the whole nation, dressing Lucky Dube.
Wow. And what was the response coming from Lucky Dube when
Lucky Dube was very amazed, by accepting and wearing the outfit, because he already came planning to wear something. He had already planned to wear something, because he had an outfit he had to use, but he wore at an Akivubo concert. But for the VIP concert, he respected and recognized. That's why he did that.
Okay.
So to me, he felt good.
Yeah.
He felt good. He expressed it, and he actually stopped the band and announced it on stage.
Wow.
He also encouraged the Ugandans, to support the locally made stuff right here, the local industry.
Yeah.
And that was Lucky Dube for you.
Well, Latif, let's talk about the awards. You've won, of course, several awards, over the years. And as we wind up the show, if you take us through, what are some of the awards you've won on a global stage, and how did it make you feel like? Did it motivate you to do more? And did you share that knowledge with other people, or the ins and the outs of how to win the awards? Did you share it with people?
Yes.
I mean, just take us through it very briefly.
Oh yeah, one of the most those awards that I really treasure is a sewing machine that was given to me in Norway after setting a fashion record. That is 10:23. I made 10 dresses in 23 minutes in Norway, and actually the girls who presented were Miss Africa Norway. And that was very amazing. And the committee sat and they were like, we need to award him his machine. He has to go with that machine. That machine shouldn't do anything else. They decided after setting, because it was a great show. It appeared in papers on front pages twice in the consecutive days. That was so great. Then I won an award in Washington, the Africa Musicals. It's called AGMA. I've forgotten how to define it. AGMA Awards in Washington. I won that. as most exceptional talented person.
Okay.
Then
How many people were, on that stage with you?
I just know we had a South African, we had a Congolese, we had from I think Morocco.
Yeah.
Because it was music, gospel, Africa gospels,
yeah.
musicals, something like that. Agma,
yeah.
Gospel Africa, whatever.
Yeah.
But you can go check it out. Agma Awards in Washington,
yeah.
Maryland, DMV basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been, collecting so many accolades. I won the Bronze Thread Award, which is the biggest fashion award in Uganda,
yeah.
that people also must know,
yeah.
especially those people who are doing fashion, because you might be searching which is the biggest fashion award. Leave alone the awards we are giving out here, but this is on a continental competition.
Yeah.
That one I won in Niger, Niamey.
Wow.
Then they gave me to do an artist residence in Paris, and also my internship in Paris. That's where I met also these other big stars to share with them big platforms like World Fashion Show, the Ethnic World Fashion Show in Paris. It's called Labo Ethnic World Fashion Show in Paris, and that's where I set my first record to make a dress in less than 4 minutes. And from that show, I was contacted by Alliance Française, Cultures France of Congo Brazzaville, to go and educate learners on recycling materials, like get old jeans and turn them into clothing, new brands. So that was Congo Brazzaville.
Wow.
Other awards are, of course, from Uganda. Those ones you know. But we are talking about those awards that put us on a global stage.
Wow.
Like our show.
Wow. I want to read one more 2 comments here before we go, and we'll talk to Jaja. Jaja will take us to some musical interlude right there before we, you go to the final part of the show. But Eddie Okilah, thank you very much. It's coming all the way. I'm a Ugandan living and working in London. Latif has always been a great motivation to us. I have followed Latif, Stanta Zo, Stella Tal. These are great brains that Uganda have. These guys should be able to lead the industry in putting some things that are great outside there. I wonder why we don't support our own. But I'm looking forward to seeing Jaja and Latif in London. My entire household is going to be there. Whether Corona is there or not, we are going. And of course, I got another message. Guys, there's too many messages on Messenger and everywhere, which we cannot read all of them. But I want to sample just 1 or 2 from these people here. Eddie Okilah, thank you very much for the program. I love Creative Industry Talk. It is probably the best creative, program we have on television. For us who live in the diaspora, this is a place to be. Can you please have Jaja play 1 or 2 more songs? I know this is a fashion and creativity, but can we have Jaja play some more songs? I love this. Has made my day. I'm looking forward to, for Jaja in London. I live and work in London, and I've been here for 10 years. So I can imagine these are Ugandans, getting the emotion evoked because Jaja is talking to them. Yeah. And I have another one here saying that Eddie Okilah, thank you very much for the show. I love what Latif has been saying. Kitenge, I cannot wait to see us put on a full suit made of kitenge out of Uganda. And this one is saying, thank you very much. The biggest problem of Ugandan, art and culture industry has always been branding. They don't know how to market themselves. They're very good with the creative work and putting out the fashion, but I think we need to help these guys, be able to package and market these products to the global stage. Yes, we're going to the global stage, but our products is not being marketed very well on the global stage. So Eddie Okilah, you guys, can you bring some people who can, bring some economics to these things so that, these guys can make money and live? Yes, we're working on that, and I think that Latif has just spoken about it. We're going to do this. How do we package the Ugandan music like the one Jaja is playing on your show right now to reach the world? Nigeria has embraced their own. Uganda doesn't embrace their music, but people come and take from Uganda. Eddie Okilah, how can we help these guys, package the music like Jaja and then take it to the rest of the world. Okay, let's talk about the copyright of the music. I'm a lawyer and I would love to be part of the copyright of that, helping Jaja have the copyright, because once the sound goes out, people are definitely going to look and copy it and do this. This is a lawyer who wants to work out. So guys, thank you very much for loving these guys and sharing this as much as possible. Latif, yes, I hear you, but the school that you've talked about, how much is the fees for skilling the young people? I would love to bring my daughter to that school of yours, because my daughter loves fashion, and she's always organizing things in the house. She's made our napkins in the house. We use a napkin at home. So how can we harness this? How much is the school fees, and now where is the school? How can I join? How can So you already have it right there coming from a parent. Yes.
Oh yeah, we want to thank everybody who has taken time to watch us.
Yeah.
And also be following, and those who are supporting our page, the Creative Art Talks.
Yeah.
This is great, and it's really very motivating that you guys are following, and the response is
yes.
The fees it's less than $600, and it's $700.
Yes.
A whole course.
Yeah.
$700 million village to
yes.
a full course.
Yeah.
My son pays for his school fees at campus, and he pays $2 million per semester in years. But we are talking about a full course of $2.5 million Uganda shilling.
Yes.
When you come to school, of course, you have to fill a form, you have to do registration, get a requirement list, and also get to know about your payment plan.
Yeah.
Because we try to make it easy for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do a very short course, that we call Quick Pass, Quick Professional Practical Art Skills System.
Yeah.
That's a system that, by the way, I developed.
Yeah.
To equip skills to all interested learners, regardless of their age, gender, level of education, in the shortest time possible.
Wow.
So that is Quick Pass for you. You can qualify for with a certificate. It's on module. It's at module levels.
Yeah.
You can do just a few projects, and you still qualify for a certificate.
Yeah.
We have a short course for 8 months, and also a full course for 1 year.
Okay.
And for those who want to do bachelors, you can still do that. But we are now focusing on short courses because we want to solve a problem right now.
Yeah.
Uganda has a problem of unemployment. Abantu tebalina byakola. Ate nga ebyokukola weebiri. But we want to create that awareness. Kajjangu ofuneyo a few projects, a few skills, otandike. When you make the money, I paid my own fees. I paid my own fees. Tobeereyo ne weeraliikirira. If you can start, if you can get that fees that can, jump start you. Because as we say, the day you start learning is the day you start working. How is that? If you studied a bag today and I was teaching a bag, capitalize on that, make bags. By the time you finish 4 months, collecting the and even if you went to somebody, support, I have this. It's easy for them
because you have a little bit of it.
I can make you a shirt. I can dress you guys on your birthday. Omuntu ajja kusupportinga ku school fees. Waliwo obukodyo bw'osobola okukozesa n'ofuna ne school fees. I tell my son, dressing to levy off a few, gundi. You get me personally, when I was in Mali High School, I used to make clothes for students, my fellow students. That way, chali chinyamba ko pocket money, obuntu ntunga, I don't lack. Yes.
Wow, wow. Well, we're going to talk to Jaja briefly. Jaja, before Jaja takes us down to the song, Jaja, if you just take a moment and give us a song, Jaja.
Okay.
Yes, of your choice, and tell us what is the motivation behind the song you're giving us before you play it. Yes.
Oh, Africa, yeah, Africa. Matatizo ni mingi lakini tunipaswa kusonga mbele.
Watu wa Tanzania ni aje? Kenya.
Oh, Africa. Yeah, Africa. Ebizibu bingi na yate tulinogenda maso.
Songa mbele.
Songa mbele Africa.
Abakulembeze batufuga mwe muvake ebizibu. Bakulembeze batufuga mwe mulete ebizibu. Muteekawo embeera tetuganya kubeera na ddembe. omwana w'omuddugavu bambi n'abeera mu bukubi ekisooka bwe mujja mu buyinza temwagala kuvaako mutinkiza nnyo ne bakyerupa okusinga bannansi Africa ebyobugagga eby'omuttaka biganyula batono muteesa ne bannammwe ate ne mubalyamu enkwe sente z'amawanga ge mufuga ne muzidibuda Africa abayizi ne bamala emisomo nga temuli mirimu abayizi ne bamala emisomo nga tewali mirimu twetaaga konstitutioni ng'egatta Afirika n'ekigambo kino pulezidenti kisaana kiveewo wasigalewo ekyakatikkiro oba tunaafuna eddembe kwegamba buli nsi ebeere ng'etwalibwa bagavana abantu bwe mufuuka ba pulezidenti temwagala kuvaako maama yayayaya wa Tanzania wanasemaji Wantu wa Kongo munasemaji kweli? Wantu wa Kenya munasemaji kweli? South Africa munasemaji wewe? Oh Africa, Africa. Matatizo ni mingi lakini tunipaswa kusonga mbele. Ebizibu bingi na yate tulinogenda maso.
Africa,
oh Africa.
Yeah. The song is supposed to create The song is supposed to create awareness.
Yes.
It's not attacking anybody.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to create awareness.
Yeah.
Tubade tuina mindset.
Yeah.
What I call a mind offset.
Yeah.
Nti ebintu byonna birina kubeera by'abakulu.
Yeah.
But there's a way we can create a more harmonious way.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody, are very open to these opportunities.
Yes, yeah.
You know, equally.
Yeah.
So Jaja Kaya is not attacking anybody, is not, but he's trying to create awareness.
Yes, yes.
That if there is you guys, let's try to change.
Yeah.
Let's see a better Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the message. In the
I
song.
like that. In fact, we will end the show on a note of the French president came out recently and said that you want a new relationship with Africa. You know, the French-Africa new relationship working further. How do we work together, Africa?
Yeah.
You know, the French-Africa new relationship, and everybody's saying, okay, what is he saying? You know, how do you go about it?
Yeah.
You've heard that speech when he's saying that we want to look at a different way of dealing with Africa and partnerships, not as opposed to being, you know, imposing things. So we watched a film recently where it says, "Don't Feel Me," you know, shot by their a gentleman in Congo, and these guys were coming and talking about this, and then there's this part in the film where the guy gave the baby, the children, he came with the chocolate and gave them children, and the guy asked him, says, who told you that they wanted chocolate? What if they wanted cassava chips and you were giving them? So you as an artist,
if they wanted the KFC,
yeah. So now what would be your best message as an artist to that part of the call of the French president saying
how
a new Africa, a new Africa-France relationship,
Yes. One thing, we must know something happened before during our ancestors, the slavery and things like that, but we are not going to focus on that. If we have to really move on, we must forget certain things in a way to clear the bad blood, and we start afresh. That's a very good motive, starting afresh and create a new workable relationship with the whites or the foreigners, because right now they know that we are very creative and we have the potential to make Africa the best continent on earth. So we embrace that. If there is a workable approach, in working together and building our countries to create a more harmonious relationship, we are open to that.
Wow.
We are very open. That's why Jaja Kaya, in that song, if presidency is the problem,
yes,
that because everybody wants to be a president, but not everyone can be a president.
Yes.
You see, so then let's focus on having governors.
Yes,
he has a line when you listen to the song. It's in the studio. It's not yet done. But when the song is out, don't take it personal, don't take it political. It's a way of creating awareness, and we are trying to devise means. We want to see a positive change. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. And of course, we've been talking to Lateef and Jaja Kaya right here. The Creative Industry Talk has come to an end. We're going to end the show with Jaja giving us that last sound of the song he sang about Lateef. And you guys, as you head to London, we want to wish you guys the very best. I wish I could board a plane and come with Jaja and also enjoy this thing in London with you guys.
We actually we need a camera team, like someone filming this whole thing.
So yeah, you see, guys, come on, kusonda for this.
But also, I wanted to add on someone who talked about a lawyer. And also a person who talked about branding. That is a very serious issue. There's so much money Uganda can tap. So a lot of dollars Uganda can bring in if we branded our products well, professionally. Because I mu America ndaba ebintu ebiva mu mawanga amalala. We can do this. Naye olwokubanga ako kakyabuzeemu, so the professionals who are out there abamanyi okukola branding, look out for these talented people. Try to make business with them.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, so we're coming to the end of the show, and we're going to say thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Jaja, your last word before you play? What would be your last word on the show today?
Kyempulira mu mwoyo gwange ebigambo byonna bye mpulidde bya mazima, era tuliosa okubeera nga tukyaddeko wano ne tusobola okufuna omukisa okubeera nga tuwulirizibwa ensi n'ensi, okusingira ddala bannayuganda. Emiramwa gyonna gibadde mirungi, era ng'ekigambo kyange kisembayo nga bwe nsabiddwa, omukisa gwa Katonda gugoberera ebigambo ebyo. Twagala amazima kubanga Katonda mazima. Mwebale nnyo mikwano gyaffe abali gye muli, abagoberera Reggae Embassy gye tuva, ne Lateef Academy ne Sweet Band. Bannange abagizi ba Sweet Band mbagala nnyo bannange yonna gye muli.
Wow. Lateef, your final word?
Basically, I just want to thank everybody, for keeping glued to this program and watching us. Keep on supporting this TV. Keep watching, because I know he has a lot in stock, to bring to your kubabosa, in other words. But I also want to appeal to the government. This is a very serious issue, because government is facing a lot of criminal offenses, out of unemployment, people being redundant, and when you're not doing anything, you start your mind weakens, and that creates what we call wickedness. When you're not doing anything, but when you have something that you're doing, you get closer to God. Kubanga obosaba, all the time you're praying that what you're doing can excel. You get, so people find what to do, but the government should also come in. This is a very small project. 1 billion to a government, if they can give it to an artist, again they are creating awareness to like just a party. How about putting $1 billion to educate the whole nation? We need to build these schools, because this is my field. I have to talk as a fashion designer and also for the rest of the stakeholders. We need fashion schools in Uganda. Fashion is a very great element in the development of a country. But parliamentarians, but these suits should be made here. Let's create a national shirt and suit. Identity. Let's support the industry, the government especially. But building our own schools and nations. So please support us. Please welcome us to what to put to the public, to create awareness for them.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you very much. The Creative Industry Talk has come to an end, and we're going to end this show on a great note with Jaja and Lateef giving us that song that we played at the beginning of the show about the artist and what the artist is doing, you know, created and written by Jaja Kaya, who is our guest on the show today. Until next week, keep it Creative Industry Talk, keep creating your work and stay fresh and stay blessed and stay focused. You know, life can draw so much from you, but you must stay focused.
Africa unite in Kitenjuwea.
Abamina bakyala mwena abasimatuka korona naddala bali erudde eri muno sirandani kyembakutira kiri kimu butekubagiza wadde embeera za korona bangi zatutagula kakati tuve mu mayumba bitenje badde yine esonze bumale ate nga tetusaanidde ddala kugisubwa mwani yabagamba okwambala engoye z'emivumba tujja kwambala bitengi byokka designer Latifu Uganda omurasita owakabye yatonga mu nnyonyi wamakwesa lulembaga Maliki Jeni ne Hawa abo basibi banviyalo tujja kuba nabo Anifa wa makeup Mariamu yedikoletako ne pofini ebyokulya bingi nnyo ebyekifirika madamu Sala Soshi ebitaddemu omukono Olivia Kasarini nalima Maka manyingo ulira Kuruno twambale ebitengi byokka Kuruno twambale ebitengi
African culture tengeza festival Mukitengi pate tubera twanyine before
Welcome to the CEO Bench. My name is Eddie Okila on this very beautiful day when we bring you yet another CEO Bench. And of course, my guest in the studio, this particular episode of the CEO Bench needs no introduction. I first met him a few years ago when he was young, trying to set up an organization called Kitenge Africa. And he was a very passionate young man trying to, you know, look after the street children and moving around the streets of Kampala to set up, you know, an organization that looked after children. And I found it very fascinating. And so we gave him his first interview to basically communicate his dream, his vision, and why he was doing whatever he was doing at the time. Fast forward years down the road, we will meet ourselves again as fitness enthusiasts, as the word would say, and we were meeting in the gyms, in the coffee shops, and all running around and doing all this stuff. And as the fate has it, they say if a man has a dream and a vision, he will always go places. And a man without a vision is a man who is as good as dead, because you can wake up in the morning when you don't have a vision. And of course, later on in the years, he started the Ultimate Cycling with a group of friends, and today is the newest CEO, the newest Chief Executive Director on Arise. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming my guests this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on which part of the world you are actually watching the CEO Bench from, Justus Kojax Kojo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Yes.
Very thrilled to be here once again. It is true, I last met, first met Eddie 8 years ago. I remember that I'd spent my series of spending a week on the streets. And I remember so well that I got a call from Eddie saying, look, we've seen that you're hanging out on the streets with the homeless children, and we want to magnify you on a platform. And I thought, what a fascinating thing. And I remember so well, I'd gone back to Mpigi where we'd resettle the homeless children, and I remember thinking to myself, who am I actually going to meet and what is this? Fast forward, it was a great opportunity. You know, the elevation and the pitch and the outcome of, you know, leaders like Eddie, you know, identifying young folks in community trying to do better for everyone really magnified me to this very day, and all of the things I'm about to tell you that I'm up to and I'm doing. And there couldn't be a better way to thank you, Eddie. And, you know, a leadership like yours and every other leader out there that is doing the best to elevate others. So thank you very much, Eddie, for having me here.
You're welcome, Justus. And I'm glad we are having this conversation this morning. We want to start this interview really fast. And I want to tell everybody we are streaming this interview on Justus's Facebook page, as well as House of Talent. Go onto our website for all the 1.8 million people Ugandan in the diaspora. You are welcome to the show. And of course, you were nominated quite very heavily by a number of people. The CEO bench is about nomination. And of course, people nominate people they want to see on the bench, and then our job is to bring them on the show.
Wow.
And people nominated you, and you are here. But I want to start from a lighter note, Justus.
Yes.
Who is Justus, if we were to ask in a nutshell?
Thank you very much. Justus, in a nutshell, is identified as a leader, but to be very particular, life business and leadership coach. I appreciate growth on a very personal level, and so everything that I improve, my self-improvement journey every day is something that I want to share with everyone else. Aside from that, really reading from my bio, I'm a social investor. I like to put my investment to the right portals or streams. Aside from that, I'm big on community impact. I love to, bless communities as a philanthropist. Aside from that, recently I've gone back to aviation, flying as a pilot. I really want to make it possible for any child, anywhere, especially those underprivileged, to be able to dream to become pilot and fly those big birds. In a nutshell, that is it. Oversee professional cyclist as a background and a serial entrepreneur, which makes me also the CEO to the ultimate group of companies, a group of 8 lifestyle, fitness, and adventure companies.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Justus, growing up, if somebody wants to know you, we want to know you, who is Justus, growing up, did you ever see yourself? If you take us through a journey of knowing who you are, we're just going to have a conversation here, knowing who you are and growing up. Where did you grow up from? First of all, are you Ugandan? If yes, what are the values that define you as a Ugandan?
Thank you very much. I am Ugandan, Eddie. I was born in Barra, spent a bit of time there before I moved into the city, and before the opportunity to travel overseas came around. But really, the thing that excites me about my background, really, it's you can resonate, because there hasn't been anything extraordinary, growing up as an average kid. For me, I use that as a platform really to speak to everyone else, The core is that you should be able to dream and be exactly what you want to be. Fast forward, I always had a dream, and as a kid, actually wanted to do four main things. One was to fly, to be a pilot. Second was to build my parents a home. Third was to make a difference in 2 ways, make a difference within my community, but also make a difference from the business angle. And I would like to tell you that all the 4 things, I get my flying license anytime from now, later in the year. At 30, I'm 32 today, at 30 I was able, I feel so blessed actually. This brings tears to my eyes, but I gave my parents a brand new home in Chira. And for me, doing that, we can forget everything else, but appreciating the hustle, the effort and my parents put in to raise us, as children, but also very, very responsible children. It's really one of my very own celebrated and heartfelt achievements. Aside from that, really I've always wanted to make a difference, just making a difference in the lives of those, I'm a product of mentorship. I'm a product of community. I was raised by many, and so I'm forever indebted from a difference making perspective. And then the fourth element is building businesses that also made a difference.
Wow.
So that is what it is for me today, Eddie.
Wow. If you're joining us for the first time on the CEO Bench, we are talking to Justus, who is the CEO and Executive Director of Ultimate Group of Companies. It's a cycling, and a fitness group of companies based in Uganda, and of course, changing life. Justus, what a moment right there, and what a, a point of transformation that you talked about. I like the story about your parents,
yes.
But I want to just take you straight to some more of a personal questions today. Who is Justus if I am first meeting you, or I'm meeting you for the first time, and I don't know what you do and how you do it?
Yes. Thank you very much, Eddie. Since 19, again, very, very lucky. I've been very lucky to craft my purpose since I was 19. And the reason I woke up this morning, the reason that I did what I did 8 years ago when Eddie first met me, was the same purpose or the same reason that I pursue everything that I do today, Eddie. My purpose is to inspire the next year of global leaders and entrepreneurs. Okay, that is my purpose. That's the reason I do everything that I do. But really, the 5 main values that govern me, and if anyone has any objection around this, please reach out and let me know. But I truly identify 5 things. Okay, 1 is joy. Okay, I gotta show up happy no matter what. Lately, we have a pandemic. It's fine, as a business owner, I'm crippled, I'm stalled. But for me, joy transcends everything. Okay. Value number 2, Eddie, is self-development. Okay. I cannot be the same. I gotta do something. Okay. Self-improvement is an absolute value to me. All right. The 3rd value, and by the way, the order doesn't matter. 3rd value is sharing. Okay. It's unlawful for me not to split what I have. It's impossible. Else I didn't show up, else I wasn't, okay? The 4th is fitness, and by fitness is body, mind, friendships, relationships, business transactions, from a very healthy and fitness approach, absolutely, perspective. And the 5th is adventure, okay? I gotta be on an adventure, okay? I'm very, very thrilled and intrigued by the knowns and unknowns, okay? I gotta be somewhere trying to figure it out. And so for me, that as a path, or quest to seek and find things that I know and don't even know, is a very absolute value I hold dear to me.
Wow. Justus, growing up in the streets of Kampala and in Uganda for that matter, you were on the streets trying to help, the street children. What preempted you to actually go in, to do that? What motivated you to go into helping these children? What were you looking for?
No, thank you, Eddie, again. So again, the thing I learned early at 19, to be specific and particular, was that there was success and fulfillment that came out of sacrificing, okay? Obviously, I thank God for my parents and for everyone that, contributed to raising me. I had never been to a place of lack, especially to that level. And so for me, the first time I interfaced or talked to these homeless children, I knew that aligned the value of making a difference, okay? That I had pre-set, okay? It aligned the star of me starting my journey to make a difference in the lives of those, okay? And for me, getting and spending time with homeless children and truly comprehending the fact that no one cared about them, they were absolutely not sure about where their next meal came from. I just couldn't, even as a 19-year-old Eddie, I couldn't settle. I couldn't go back and behave like everything was fine. I had to make little differences, and then that energy, when you have the right energy, Eddie, you must know this, also as a Christian, you know that stars align, okay? And so meeting you, Eddie, and you know the elevation you gave me then, okay?
Yeah.
As little as it might have seemed, makes a difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just as let's dive into more of a question on the leadership. The CEO bench focuses on leadership, change management, and transformation.
Yes.
Having known you a little bit, of course, we'll get back to where you started in the company and all these things that you're doing. But I want to take you straight to some of the personal questions that I have for you before we go into that. And before we continue, we want to go into a break. And when we come back, we will be doing, change management, leadership, and transformation with Justus here. And if you have a question or comment or kisses, keep it coming. We'll be ready for it. Coffee break. The CEO will be right back. It's a CEO bench. My name is Eddie Okela and welcome from that break. In the studio is Justus Kojo, who is the CEO, the founder and the Chief Executive Director of Ultimate Group Uganda, group of companies. Justus, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much.
We want to take you straight to the leadership.
Yes.
What is your understanding of leadership? What is leadership to you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Eddie. As far as I can fathom, leadership is serving, okay? To be in a place of leadership, you must be willing to serve, okay? Unfortunately, I see so many people, especially in the African context, unfortunately, Eddie, I see so many people perceive leadership as power, okay? I would like to challenge them. I would like to challenge your leaders to think about leadership as going overboard, okay? Lay your hands out for those, okay? Do not wait to be, it's not about the appraisal, it's not about the worshiping, okay? You got it wrong, Be ready to go and serve, okay? Serve diligently, and out of that comes your true blessing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And on that note, Justus,
Yes.
are you a leader?
I absolutely believe so.
If yes, what makes you a leader?
Thank you very much for that. So one of the things I learned early also in life, Eddie, it's going overboard. Like I said, I'm a servant, okay? I said I'm a Christian. I am here to serve the Most High, okay? But also in the context of the day-to-day, I will tell you that, for everyone that interfaces with the Ultimate Group or wherever in the marketplace, you must know that for me, it's getting my hands dirty, okay? I am about to fold my sleeves here on the show because that's what it is for me, okay?
Yes.
We must be ready to do the work, all hands on deck and deliver, okay? The mission and the promise, okay?
Yeah.
So, but over and above it all, one thing I learned early in life also, Eddie, is the element of giving value, okay? As a leader, given our positions, Eddie, we must be able to add as much value, okay? I see so many people come with the mindset of taking, okay?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that also creates barriers, because no one has it all to give, if you know what I mean, okay?
Yeah.
As a leader, I do challenge you. It's something I would like to talk about later. You gotta be thinking about value addition, okay?
Yeah.
As a leader, how do you give value? What do you have to give, okay? And I want to challenge you again. Every one of you has something to give, okay? No hand is too rich to receive and none too poor to give.
Wow.
So that's how I perceive a leadership, Eddie.
Wow. And on that question of leadership, I want to just, take you to what is your understanding of leadership from the society where you, from first of all, from a personal level?
Yes.
From the family, from a society, from the corporation level
Yes.
where you sit now, and
Yeah.
from the national level. A lot of us don't get this quite very well. What's your understanding of that?
No, thank you very much. I'll start with the personal level, okay?
Yes.
I can't articulate it better than really the opportunity to serve, okay? Now, however, of course, as we go to serve, we must be willing to change, okay? We must be willing to conform, okay? I also like to say that we are all on a journey. None of us has arrived, okay? Eddie hosts me today. He's someone, a leader that I admire and look up to. but he's also on a journey, okay? Yes. I see you every day, Eddie, you know, posting about self-development and growth, and I see you talk to other seniors and peers that you're constantly learning from. So there is a formula I have around, and it's the spirit of awakening, okay? Yeah. I like to challenge all you leaders out there, okay? From a personal level, if you want to see something different in your life, Eddie, to everyone out there listening in, you must be very intentional about the change you want to see, okay? Change only begins with you, okay? There is no way we're going to change our nation, our continent, and the world if you're not starting with ourselves, okay? Absolutely. So it's inward out, okay? So go in, work on your character. Character is within, and then personality and everything comes out later. One of my favorite metaphors and one of the tools I like to basically speak to people around that, Eddie, is so many people, especially as stuck as we might be, you know, I know that everyone is at a different place, okay? All you people listening in, we are all at different places, okay? This morning, everyone woke up with their own energy, okay? Some of you might be watching us live, you know? You know, under your beds, that's fine. Some might be somewhere, you know, your work desk streaming in live, and some maybe are stuck in traffic or whatever, okay? Now, the most overlapping thing I hear is, where do I start from, okay? And Eddie, I have been constantly thinking about how to challenge you to think about self-development, okay? Starting now on, and this is actually why I put it, Eddie, okay? And I know that so many of us are going to resonate, okay? Yes. For those speaking from, you know, religious background, okay? There's been a moment where we've given our lives to God, okay? To Christ, okay? And to Allah, all of the respective fraternities, okay? There dawns a spirit, a fever, a feel on you that you are tired of the past, okay? And you want to see something new, okay? I hope you all can relate, okay? Something occurs to you as I am done with the past. I want a new future, okay? Present and future, okay? Now, I challenge you to think about all the things you want to do better, okay? At a personal level, start with that. It could be, you know, it could be snoozing your alarm, you know. Some of us struggle to wake up, you know. I'm a 4 a.m. riser, okay? I'm actually challenging myself to put it to 3 a.m. Eddie, I also know you're a very early riser, okay? And there's nothing that beats that, okay? This is not the rationale. This is not the end of life. But I'm just using this as an example.
So that would be your self-leadership motivation.
So, you know, be intentional. You got to be intentional. You mean it
if you want to achieve something.
Absolutely. Okay, Eddie, I see you doing all these, you know, tremendous, energizing lifts in the gym, you know, and I can tell you, you gotta build the right momentum, build the right energy and attitude, and go in. Okay. Now we flip that to the organization. Okay. Now, from an organizational standpoint, I truly believe that leadership is at the center of it all, okay? There could be company culture, there could be your vision overall as an organization, there could be other factors that play in, such as environmental, there are things you have control over and not, but really what's at the center of everything is the leadership, okay? So organizational level, I put it to leadership, okay? And one thing I've learned at work, you know, organizational leadership, Eddie, is that everything is on me as a leader. If I walk into that boardroom and it's dirty, it's not the cleaner, it's me.
Because the cleaner probably have seen from you that you are not clean, so, and there's no drive to them to do something.
Absolutely, you know. If it is fraud recently, and of course if you run an organization, in what, you know, big size organization, you know, things like fraud transcend, okay? And I was chatting one of my team leads and telling them, look, whereas we might be confronted by this challenge, first of all, I see it as an opportunity for us to grow, but also it's on us, leadership, because if you build the right systems, the right processes, it's on you to build the right teams, you know, that are not tempted by, you know, littlest petty things, people that should buy into the vision. So that's still a leadership problem. So leadership is at the center of organizational leadership change, but also I encourage every other leader to learn, let's learn to own up, okay?
Yeah.
To the things that confront us day in, day out. And finally, Eddie, the national level, really, it is, again, if you want to be the city where pedestrians are respected, cyclists are respected, where there's order, where corruption is not a thing, it really starts with you as well, okay? And we cannot be pointing those fingers at the Most High. To be honest, if every one of us went in, do that work, I think the change is obvious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're listening to Justus Kojaks, the founder and Chief Executive Director of Ultimate Group of Companies in Uganda. If you're watching up from anywhere across the world, we want to say welcome to the CEO Bench. If you're catching for the first time, you're going to share this link far and wide to your friends. Justus, just before we take our next break, I just want to ask you one more question before we move from the leadership point of view. How does one actually begin to pick themselves up? How do I get out of the comfort zone of my life? A lot of young people who want to make it in life are always whining and, and crying and saying so many things.
Yes.
And it goes back to nobody's giving me opportunity, nobody gave me a chance to do something. But here you are sitting and telling us what you have done to get through your life. Would you like to share on that personal leadership and self-leadership what I need to do? 3 things that I must do now that will take me to the next level, that I can get up and I also be like you tomorrow, as a leader.
Thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. If you're listening out there, this is my encouragement to you, okay? First principles, okay? Eddie, every one of us gotta know that purpose, okay? If you can't articulate why you woke up this morning, my favorite thing to say is go back and sleep, figure that out, come back, okay? Because else you're going to be of more harm than good. Eddie, let's think about it, right?
Yes.
If you have no reason to wake up, go back and sleep. You have a reason, get up, okay? So the number one thing, everything that I do revolves around purpose. Eddie, if we're going to Jinja and here we are going to Mbarara, how much longer is it going to take us? Whereas if our coordinate is Jinja, we hit it, Jinja Road, simple, right? So number one, know your purpose. Have some tools to actually plug in if you'd like to. Please reach out. I am happy to work with you, okay? This is what I live for, and I would like to, support you grow at purpose. The second thing is once you know your purpose, okay, know the things you're good at, okay? Because that is your value to give, okay? Eddie hosts us today, and actually most of you can't see the amazing young men behind, the team behind the show, the people working, they are talented at what they do, and that is how we are here, okay? In other words, that is their value to give, okay? That's the value you bring, okay? I have a formula around keeping yourself relevant, Eddie, okay? You gave me value today. You say, Justus, I'm reaching out, okay? I tell you, I get very busy, okay? Especially now that I'm back to, a flying school. But you're giving me value. I have no reason not to show up. This is very good value, Eddie, okay? Now, know your value and be willing to give it, okay? You have free value and you have paid value. Okay, Eddie, I can only.
How do I know which one is free and which one is for paid? Because a lot of us don't even know the difference between the two. Whether this is paid value or this is not paid value, we don't know.
That's true. That is also coaching that I do. Okay, because Eddie, between you and I, if you would have asked me to pay $500, I should have paid it because I see the value. Okay. But maybe this is a series, okay? Maybe you're building momentum, you are building, a portfolio, okay? That next time you have to host CEOs, they are paying $1,000 and more to be here, okay? So Facebook is free, but there's a paid version of it, isn't it? Instagram is free, there's a paid version, okay? So once you know your skill sets, Eddie, okay? Know what to give. In other words, I am Justus, I'm a leader, I represent entrepreneurship, life coaching and business life and leadership coaching, and this is my free value to give now, okay? However, if you want me over and above it all, this is what my paid version
look like?
It looks like.
Wow.
Exactly.
And the third thing,
and
you
the
talked
third,
about purpose, you
yes,
talked about value, so
absolutely.
we want to go to the third one.
Now the third one really is to be proactive, okay? Once you know those things, okay?
Yes.
I'll walk into Mandela at CJ's and tell him, look, here's 30,000 worth of leadership, okay? Now what is leadership? Leadership is Eddie, you and I going in to talk to the amazing staff at CJ's, okay? Now we value our time, okay? And the tool we bring in, and that equates to that. Eddie, one challenge I have for you is, and this is actually the thing I do with coaching, you know?
Yeah.
Now, for instance, Eddie, I would like your bio to say somewhere, okay? Because you've given us leaders platform, yeah? To speak and be heard and to impact, okay?
Yeah.
Even though this is free value given, I would like to challenge you to account for your everything.
Yes.
The people behind the cameras, your equipment, your power, your time.
Yeah.
It's fine to say, Justus, I gave Justus $1,000 of value. And if your bio says, every year, I donate $300,000 worth of value to other leaders, to elevate them, to magnify them so their mission is out there. If I read that on your LinkedIn, I really want to connect, okay? And that attracts the right energy.
Wow.
Okay? So, purpose, know what you're good at. Matter of fact, be very good at it. And number 3, be very willing to give. Account for your time. Time is money.
Wow. Well, guys, just as right there, we're going to take another break. The CEO Bench will be back, but on the CEO Bench is Justus Kojaks, who is the founder and the CEO or the Chief Executive Director of Ultimate Group of Companies in Uganda. We'll be right back after this break. This is the CEO Bench.
Olowo, thank you for watching House of Talent Television. I love to inspire people. I love to talk about my experiences and how God has been able to use me in the different exposures. And through the leadership, through change management and transformation, I've been able to do a couple of things in my life. Now, are you a kind of person who is tired of your status quo? Do you want your situation to change? Are you tired of what is going on in your life? You know, change is a fact of life. We've all been through experiences in the last couple of months that have taken us to a place where we need to do something about our lives. We need to change whatever is going on. So if you have not piled up investment for yourself, you need to do that. If you've not done businesses to hold your family in future, you need to do that. Are you thinking of full-time employment? You need to be thinking about your life after employment or your business in the next couple of years. So if you want us to chat, if you want us to talk about this, please get in touch with us at SEAL Uganda on number 0772443085 or check our website www.sealuganda.com or on all the social media handles. You can hook me up or Facebook, that is Jinpo Olowo, on Instagram, Jinpo Olowo, and on Twitter and LinkedIn. Then we can chat a way forward with you. We can help you, we can coach you, we can walk with you this journey of financial freedom. Thank you.
Welcome back from that break. This is CEO Bench. My name is Eddie Okela, and in the studio is Justus Kojaks, who is the founder and the Chief Executive Director of the Ultimate Group of Companies in Uganda. Justus, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
I love the part that you talked about purpose.
Yes.
A lot of us don't have purpose in life.
Yes.
We are doing so many things, we don't know what purpose, for what purpose, for what reason are we doing this.
Absolutely.
And that is tied to self-leadership. Self-leadership is giving self meaning, appointing self, and giving self opportunity to do something.
Right.
The second thing you talked about was, you know, be more aware of the value that you're giving out. What is my value?
Yes.
You cannot demand for more pay or more money or more value from others when you're not giving the same value. No. And in fact, just as you know, as a CEO, I want to just take you straight to that moment where we begin to go into change management.
Yes.
A lot of people try to, you know, say you're a CEO, and I know you employ people in an organization, and I meet so many people who want to be paid high, you know, paying checks or receiving high paying checks. But whenever you ask them, so what is your value? What are you giving for the company to give you this much? We have struggled to get people who can tell me or who can tell us that I give this much value, therefore I'm worth this much value. If you go and stand on the street, you find very few people who can tell you what their value is. But you speak very passionately about value. I want to touch it a little bit more. You know, to the person who works for you and demand for more money, but is not worth the money. How do you deal with that situation?
No, thank you, Eddie. It's a common thing, but I also trust that being the leader I am, or at least continue to learn to be, more than anything, I want my people, you know, anyone that comes, you know, it's a partnership, it's collaborative, like we like to call it, you know, to be a part of the ultimate family. These things eventually come out, you know. There's gotta be coachings that happen every time to time. You gotta be able to account for your time, for what you're asking, okay? And so it's very common, that's for sure. But one of the things that, you know, working or being a part of the ultimate group of companies really directly or indirectly basically shapes you to understand is, you know, quantifying, you know, measurable value, tangible value, okay? And so that is really my approach, okay? But like you said, idea again, back to everyone else listening, you must be able to account, you know, for your value given, you know, put in the time, put in the hours and get the results. And then you can leverage that, okay? Come in and tell me, look, see, we made $50,000 out of this. It's fair to ask for anything, okay? It's very, very fair to ask for anything thereafter, okay?
Wow. Just as not every one of us is capable of doing that, we're looking at a check that is on the screen right there, and that's you with a group of people. We want to talk about the ultimate cycling, you know, the ultimate group of companies, and you know, a couple of your products and what you're actually offering, and you as a CEO of executive director of, you said, among 8 other people. Would you take us through what is the service that is offered by, you know, the ultimate group of companies?
No, thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. So we are a group of 8. Adventure, fitness, and tourism, okay? Now, the flagship brand, you know, the thing that started first is Ultimate Cycling. Ultimate Cycling is a community of passionate riders and bike shops, okay? Now, out of the bike shop, we also birthed the first professional bike brand, which is the Gorilla Bikes, okay? I benchmarked the name Gorilla because racing out of Uganda, North America, Europe, South Africa, Asia, people relate Uganda to Idi Amin. Or the gorillas, okay? So for me, I took that opportunity to benchmark and retell the story of Uganda, okay? Hence the Gorilla Bikes, and 5% of our top line revenue goes to conserving the gorillas, okay? Now, one other reminder is I live for community and leadership, okay? So all of the businesses that we run, they are very, very community sensitive, okay? So 5% of the Gorilla Bikes goes to the conservation of the gorillas we have in Uganda. Fast forward, actually, I'm really excited to tell you about our latest product we're launching. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Ultimate Adventures mobile application, which is basically the first activities only multi-sided platform. Vendors and the adventure seeker, it's a market platform for you, it's a marketplace online for you to actually book all of your activities. Now, our beautiful core proposition is basically co-creating non-existing activities in Uganda, okay? We launched Independence Day this year. We have really, really cool and amazing things, but also one of the products we have actually coming is we're basically going into the aviation space, okay? Now we have the ultimate aviation club coming. This is basically licking the cat out of the basket, but we have to dream, guys, you know?
Yes, of course.
So we want to make a lot of things possible, especially from a tourism aviation perspective in Uganda. But continuing on with the other brand, we have the Ultimate Fitness Kampala, which is a premium workout space in Uganda. And like I said, I don't show up without giving value. Eddie, allow me to give you a family membership, annual membership. You and your family are now on members of the Ultimate Fitness Kampala Club because you love to work out. So anytime your membership card is running, and so please welcome, you know.
Wow. I don't think that this guy has actually understood what you've just given the show. You know, so let me just give you an understanding of what the membership is when we talk about membership in the gym. That's probably $1,200.
Yes.
A year.
Yes.
And it could be even more than that.
No, absolutely. Now with, you know, family is $2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000 a year.
Wow.
Yes.
Which usually so many people are looking for. So thank you very much, Justus.
Of course, Eddie. Thank you.
And I want to just take you straight to the next point here. Changing lives.
Yeah.
You started moving from a young person to changing your life. We're going into change management.
Yes.
A lot of us don't know how to transition from one point to the next point. We're struggling to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. We don't know. But you're here right now. You're a CEO, executive director of a group of companies that are doing amazing things out of Uganda, going to the world. If I'm watching you from anywhere across the world and I don't know what to do, I mean, what would you say was the journey of change management from your perspective? And I want to say change management from this kind of perspective. What is your understanding, first of all, of change management? And which principles are you always using as to move from point A to point